That's all the way up. Say that again, you're okay there? Okay.
Good, the lineups from the coaches, to the press box.
me up and I will.
About that first base thing. You want me to stay live and really catch the throw and
like he's off, let's say it's a hit up the short, you know, just
slowly take it all in rather than try to zero it. So just let me know if it's not working.
We'll see how everybody does.
Because, you know, usually you're right in on the bat, he hits it, you won't, and I can't even see the ball. I'm a little wide. I can get it all much farther. But wide.
How you doing, Jim?
Wheelchair though? Yeah, we get him down in a wheelchair. Yeah, doing. Yeah, does he have a handler?
Yeah.
Yeah, do it. I'll find a way in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. How you doing? You guys use it? She's helping out moving everybody in.
Kind of just
Okay. Can't see over though?
it's okay now. Because it doesn't have to be.
Okay. More guys. No, they're here. They have a display. So you know what? If something happens,
Probably a good thought. Teachers have that all too.
That's right. He walked off the street and said, I'd like to see my brother's number. It's nice out there.
Yeah.
Get to relax.
I want to man the center field cap.
Yeah.
They don't have anybody out there. It just kind of sits there.
Great.
Yeah, it's just on the picture. Right?
Can't even hear the announcing today. Yeah. This will be as loud as you play in front of until you go to.
Yeah.
There's a legit hum in the building today. You want to hear the funny story? There's some girls right up there, sitting up there. Yeah. One's got a TNA, the little girl, the TNA thing. She got all excited. She, oh, hey, they're yelling at you. Hey, that's Nick. That's Nick Playa.
Elks, number 15, today's starting HarbourCats lineup. Leading off right field, number 23, Nick Playa. Batting second, center fielder number 22, Jason Willow. Batting third, first baseman, wearing number 53, Chase Westner. The DH for today, batting cleanup, number 27, Frankie Beeman. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 33, Griffin Paxton. Batting in the sixth spot, left fielder, number 37, Paxton Turner. Followed by the catcher, number 51, Kyle Harper. Shortstop is Mike Ott will be batting in the seventh spot, wearing number 14. And batting ninth, second baseman, number 2, Tanner Meade. Your starting pitcher today is number 39, Dylan Larson. The head coach of the Victoria HarbourCats is Bob Haynes.
Yeah! Woo! Love that guy.
Yeah, I know, right? Start blue. Start.
Today's dual supplement power stroke batter is the first baseman, number 53, Chase Westner. Keep an eye out for him at the plate today. The power stroke batter, presented by Dual Supplement. Wilson's Transportation is the official transportation provider of the Victoria HarbourCats. The HarbourCats are on the road. They can take the oil on that part. We've got on Wilson to get to there. And we would like to give special thanks to Tony Del Yoga, the official yoga instructor of the Victoria HarbourCats.
My guys are all busy doing stuff.
In the hat there. The guy without baseball caps. Black. One with the beer gun. Oh yeah, because that does a lot of damage. Look how faded it is.
Oh, good, yeah. No, you're Gary, right? Congratulations. Where are you sitting? Seating? Okay, I got a list for my guys. Vapor Optometric does a pretty cool job of this.
All right.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah. So what do you show the games on?
Give me a ball.
What do you show the games on?
Today they're on Shaw.
Yeah.
All the games are on YouTube.
So you know what? I was looking this morning to show the kids the flags, and I saw they had the 4 months.
It's a subscription thing. You can't just watch it.
Oh, okay.
Shaw, you can watch it for free. But the live streams, you can get the highlights on HarbourCats Facebook.
Can't put right there.
It shows 3 minutes of highlights.
You're not very far away.
That's free.
Free's good.
They gotta get a nickel in everything.
You're right-handed, aren't you?
I mean,
How's that arm feeling?
it's a lot of investment just to get it out on YouTube. You know, like, you couldn't do it for free. It's a big trailer, there's cameras, it's a bit of a production.
This is not a bad game you got. Especially in the early career.
Yeah, see,
Just got to watch the 12 balls.
yeah, it can be. Come on. Pretty close last night, but
Oh, is that right?
just a deflection.
What was that lady through the pitch the other night?
Nailed the cameraman right in the head. Well, it nailed the camera, yeah.
I thought it was
I mean, that's about as wide as you can get.
yeah.
The guy was standing over at first base.
Instagram
Well,
post.
where would it be so
Oh, good, Dad. Guess what
Yeah.
I'm doing?
That'd be embarrassing.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know for who worse, the thrower or the cameraman. Wow. It's obviously the pitcher.
Put your tail between your legs and get out of there.
What brings you down there?
He did a teacher of the month thing. For 4 months. Super teacher, so I got it 1 month.
What school's out?
Bracelet?
Yeah.
Just off of McKenzie.
Game-use ball, too.
So I'm going to just,
You want to get it signed out
and then
there?
one of your students writes a letter.
Who do you want to catch
Change
it?
it on the letter, I guess.
You want that ugly guy?
All I do is, I got
She's
it.
requesting.
He's my favorite outfielder.
She's requesting you catch the pitch, by the way.
Okay,
catch the pitch?
Yeah.
I got a
Sure.
great
I'll catch it.
This is Nick. I don't know if you can tell from the hair.
I can.
I shaved it last night. I don't know if you saw my fake mustache.
I did.
I don't know how
We
it's
sit right behind home plate. We have season tickets right behind home plate. We're here every
They
single
got lots of
day.
crowd shots because the kids go
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh yeah. So you've done this in the past, this spirit? In Europe, you've done this.
Oh, yeah.
You cannot believe this.
Christian's done a great job.
You have to listen to me when you're at that, okay? Because I'll tell you what's going to happen. I'm sitting right behind him.
No.
I'll give you the signs. I'll tell you. I'll tell the umpire his seeing eye dog is tied up at the front gate. Don't forget to claim it at the end of the game.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay?
I need that.
Yeah.
From the great. So what? Social sports and what you do?
I played a lot of different
Just be prepared. It might be wild.
I'm sorry, I meant the filming
Oh,
aspect.
stay out there. Stay there. Stay there.
I did a lot of baseball. My kid played.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and Jim Swanson. All right, everybody. I better talk loud in the microphone today. How's everyone doing? We're glad to have you here, and I'm going to guess that most of you are glad to be out of the classroom today. What do you think? I believe we have 37 different schools here today. We're going to be calling your names out during the game. We want you to get loud and cheer. But on the count of 3, I want you guys all to yell out your school. Can you do that for me? Here we go. On the count of 3, yell out your school name. 1, 2, 3. I'm getting old. My hearing's going bad. I could not hear you. We got to do that one more time. That was warm up. Are you guys ready? 1, 2, 3. This is a great day. Glad to do that. Great job, everybody. We call this Lori Swanson's Day Off. No, I'm kidding. Pacific Christian, my wife's class. Great to have you all here. Great to have every school here. Thanks for being here. We want to thank Vapor Optometric Clinic for sponsoring School Spirit Day. yet again, it's a record. We have 3,100 school kids here today. Isn't that wonderful? Welcome to HarbourCats Baseball. I want to thank quickly a couple of my staff members who've done amazing work on this. Christian Stewart, unbelievable, buddy, unbelievable. And Andy and the box office team, what they've done to support, fantastic. Our game day crew, great job. And Christian, wow, this is unreal, man, it really is. Hey, I have one more favor I want to ask you, everybody. Who brought their phones here today? Even one of my coaches did. I want you to bring your phones up for a second and do me a quick little favor. Can you do this? After this, I want you to tuck your phones away if you promise. Got it? Okay. I want you to take your phones out and I want you to take a selfie back towards the ballpark. Can you all do that? On the count of 3, we're going to selfie. We're going to do the biggest selfie in Victoria history. You ready? 1, 2, 3, everyone's healthy. And it'll be great. Go ahead and post that to whatever you might be on. It's all good and safe. And if you want to mention the HarbourCats on it or tag us, that'd be fantastic. I would appreciate that. There's me and the marketing team there. Listen, we have some teachers who are winners here for their class who won Teacher of the Month awards to be able to come here. Thanks to Dave Rock and Mentor Clinic. I want to congratulate the following. From Discovery School, Naomi Nielsen. Where are you, Naomi? Awesome. Congratulations. Teacher of the Month, so deserving. From Eagle View, Janine Remick. Mrs. Remick, where are you? That's absolutely awesome. From Crystal View, Mrs. Kathy Morrison. Kathy Morrison. I don't know if you're noticing, but you went Teacher of the Month, you get pretty good seats. You know what I'm saying? Keep those things coming in. And our last winner, who happened to be able to come on up with me from Braidwood, Mr. Gary Bryan. Congratulations, Gary. Thanks for coming down. Appreciate that. Appreciate all the donations that we got on that. It was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. We want to thank Dave Rock and Mentor Clinic for sponsoring this. It's able to be done because of the work that they do. They do great work in our community, great work in their clinic. And I want to ask now to go to ceremony on the first pitch. She's not nervous at all, at all. Sandy Ferguson, one of our season ticket holders, who works for me. I want you all to help cheer it on. Let's go. And catching the first pitch will be Nick Playa. Come on, center field. What's wrong with that? That's awesome, Sandy. Absolutely awesome.
Uh-oh.
What's the name of your group?
Comes the dancers.
Hey, how you doing?
All right, we're gonna get.
Can I put my bag here? Can I put my bag
I have a couple of quick holds I want to make. Where's Abby? Where's Abby who likes to make fun of me all the time for Willows? Where are you, Abby? Hi, Abby. Good to see you, girl. We're glad to have everybody here for sure. As the umpires who want to get out here, we'll do the plate visit after the anthem, guys. I want to welcome, and this is fun for me, this is because my daughter's in the middle of this, led by Miss So-So, the Royal Bay Concert Choir. Did I get that right? That's probably know that. And they are going to sing the Star Spangled Banner and O Canada, and the anthems here are brought to you by Harold Engineering. please rise and remove your cap.
School Spirit Day from Wilson's Group Stadium at Royal Athletic Park. It's the finale of this three-game midweek set between the Victoria HarbourCats and Bend Elks, and today these two teams will play in front of more than 3,000 school children from the Greater Victoria area who have come out today to the ballpark. Hi everyone and good morning from Wilson's Group Stadium, and yes, it is still morning with this special 11 a.m. first pitch here in BC, the BC capital, excuse me. We're back on Go Live broadcast as well as Shaw TV. Mike Edwards and Chris Jaycox, our producer, with you in the broadcast truck. Well, the HarbourCats bats came alive in a major way last night, pounding out 17 runs on 21 hits to take a 2-0 series lead on the Elks, which means today the HarbourCats go for the sweep before they head back on the road for 4 games over the weekend. With that win last night, the HarbourCats also grabbed a share of the North Division lead at 8-5, tied with the Bellingham Bells, who are also in action later today down in Corvallis. After today, the HarbourCats will have reached the halfway point of the first half West Coast League schedule, and it is shaping up to be a good first half North Division race. The Elks, meanwhile, will try to salvage a game and get back to the 500 mark with a win today to close out the series. They come in at 5-6. Two head coaches meeting the umpiring crew at home plate here before the HarbourCats take the field. Let's take a look at the game time weather on a beautiful late morning in Victoria. 16 degrees Celsius, 60 degrees Fahrenheit. So a bit of a cooler day here before first pitch, although we do expect it to heat up a little bit more as we move into the afternoon. Partly cloudy skies and a fair bit of wind. It was definitely a factor yesterday, the big wind that was blowing out to center field, and it was once again blowing out towards center here today. So we'll see if that becomes a factor in the ball game as well. HarbourCats take the field, led by Dylan Larson, the left-hander out of Virginia Tech. And Larson gets the ball for Victoria here today. He stands at 6'5", 225 pounds, native of Ellensburg, Washington. Larson has been very good in his first 2 starts of the season. He hasn't gone super deep in either start, largely because he didn't throw a ton of innings this past college season at Virginia Tech. But when he has been out there for the HarbourCats, he's been very good. A 2.07 ERA to go along with 12 strikeouts in 8 2/3 innings. He is yet to receive a decision in his first 2 starts of the season. So the HarbourCats will try to get him that first win here today. The lineup Larson will face here today for the Bend Elks looks like this. It's led off by the second baseman Nelson Padilla. Brad Morgan at first base bats second. Zach Needham, the third baseman, is hitting third. Jason Bush moves from behind the plate to left field, and he's in the cleanup spot. Chase Fernland at shortstop bats fifth. Justin Parsons, who had the big 2-homer game yesterday, he is in center field once again, batting sixth. Efrain Cervantes, the DH, bats seventh. Darren Johnson gets the start behind the plate, batting eighth. And Dayton Provost, the right fielder, rounds out the order in the 9 spot. The Victoria, BC native, Brendan Turcotte, will get the ball for the Elks here today, making a start in his hometown. For the visiting team, we also saw him pitch an inning 2 nights ago, but Turcotte will throw from the outset in the bottom of the first inning. Well, here are the 4 umpires for this afternoon's ball game. At home plate, calling balls and strikes, is John Hollett. Steve Boutang is at first. Jaden Sabin is at second, and Corey Klein is at third. Well, it's going to be a fairly loud ball game, I think we can assume, with all the school children out to the park, but it's a great experience for them. HarbourCats are thrilled to have them here. And again, it was roughly 3,100 of them, which is a record for the HarbourCats, bringing school children from all around the city out to the game, getting them out of the classroom, and taking in a ball game here in this Wednesday. And again, it is the series finale between the HarbourCats and the Elks. Victoria's taken the first 2 by scores of 5-3 and then 17-7. So looking to finish off the sweep of the Elks. On the Bend side, meanwhile, they're looking to avoid the sweep and come back home with at least a game. There's a first pitch strike from Dylan Larson to Nelson Padilla, the second baseman. That with an 86-mile-an-hour fastball, and we are underway here in this late morning contest between the HarbourCats and the Elks. 0-1 the count to Padilla. That'll miss for 1 ball and 1 strike. The HarbourCats are wearing their all-white home uniforms. The Elks have their gray pants and the camouflage tops that are white and gray and black as well. There's a swing and a foul tip back to the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes now the count. Larson is ahead of Padilla. Well, Padilla got the start at short in the first game of this series, then came in defensively at short after Chase Fernland moved from short to the mound to pitch a couple of innings yesterday. And he's back in the lineup and in the leadoff spot here in this one. That is strike 3 called on the outside corner, and Larson strikes out Padilla, looking to begin the ball game.
Now batting, number 27, the first baseman, Brad Morgan.
So that brings up Brad Morgan, who the past 2 days has been the DH for the Elks. Today gets the start at first base. Morgan went 2 for 4 with a run scored in yesterday's ball game. Overall, he comes in at 240 with 7 runs scored and 3 runs driven in on the season. High breaking ball from Larson misses above the zone. 1 ball, no strikes to start off Morgan. After Morgan, it'll be Zach Needham in the first inning, the top third of the order for the Elks. 1-0 pitch, missing outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Well, we don't see the shift very much in the West Coast League, but we do see a little bit of one here. Not a full shift, but you can see the second baseman, Tanner Haney, is well to the right of second base, and the shortstop for the HarbourCats, Chase Mydroth, who's making his debut, by the way, for Victoria. He is fairly close to second base. So they are expecting Morgan to pull. But in order for him to do that, he's going to have to get something to hit. It's 3 balls and no strikes, the count. There is a strike as Larson gets one over, an 86-mile-an-hour fastball for 3-1. Still a good hitter's count for Morgan. Larson set at the belt, and here is the 3-1. On the ground, right to Tanner Haney at second. The throw to first is in plenty of time, and that's out number 2. So as it turned out, HarbourCats infield was aligned perfectly for that ground ball. And quickly 2 down for Dylan Larson to start the ball game, as he'll now face Zach Needham, the third baseman, who enters today hitting .276 with 3 RBIs, 7 runs scored. Needham got the day off yesterday after starting at third base in the opener. And he awaits the first pitch here from Dylan Larson. There's a fastball down low below the knees. 1-0 the count. Quick chance to look at the defense in behind Larson for the HarbourCats today. It's going to be Turner, Willow, and Playa left to right in the outfield. Griffin Paxton returns to the lineup. He brings a 10-game hitting streak into today's ball game. Mydroth, as mentioned, is at short, making his HarbourCats debut. Tanner Haney at second, Chase Wesner at first, and Kyle Harper as well makes his first start for Victoria. And he's getting the assignment behind the plate, forming the battery with Larson. There was an off-speed pitch at an even 80 on the radar gun. It's 2-0. So Larson's fallen behind here once again. He was able to come back and get Morgan in the last at-bat. But Needham has worked himself ahead. 2 balls and no strikes. Needham pops one up. On the infield, it's going to be Wesner for the HarbourCats to his right of first base, and that is the inning. Nice 1-2-3 start for Dylan Larson, and the HarbourCats coming up to the plate next on Go Live Broadcast and Shaw TV. Chopper on the ground at third, coming home with it is Ye, stepping on the plate for 1, down to first, a double play. Fox is set for another 2-2. Swing and a miss, he got him. And he swings away at the first pitch, shallow left center. This ball will be caught by Playa as he dives to make the catch. And that's the ball game. Smith will bluff, and now he'll come in as the throw is a wild one, and Smith will score. Runner goes, it's chopped up the middle. Stepping on the bag for 1 is Smith. The throw to first is in time, double play. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He struck him out to end the inning. And the 1-2 is hit hard, and it's caught by Po Jui Wong on the mound. What a play.
Mixed-up helmets. We don't do anything. We don't do anything, and it's on.
HarbourCats, right fielder, number 23, Nick Playa.
Bottom of the first inning on Go Live broadcast and Shaw TV. Nick Playa digs in to begin the home half of the first for Victoria as they look to try to match the big first inning they had in yesterday's ball game when they scored 6 runs and got off to a great start. Here's a swinging strike one from Nick Playa on the 84-mile-an-hour fastball. The left-hander Brendan Turcotte gets the start on the hill for Bend here today. As mentioned, it's a start, or a homecoming of sorts for him, the Victoria native, but he plays for the Elks, and he stands at 5'11", 185 pounds out of Hope College, making his 4th appearance this summer for Bend and his first start. 85 on that fastball, missed well outside to Playa. 2-2 the count. Turcotte is 0-1. The ERA is a little elevated, but that is largely due to one bad outing for him back on June the 9th against the Walla Walla Sweets, where he allowed 6 runs in 3 innings of relief. He did throw an inning in the first game of this series 2 nights ago, allowed 1 run on 2 hits and a walk. Full count to Playa, that misses in tight, and he draws a walk. That's a good way for Victoria to start out the first inning, getting their leadoff man aboard. And next up is going to be Jason Willow, the center fielder. Chance to look through the full HarbourCats lineup. Playa and Willow, the first 2, followed by Chase Wesner at first base. Frankie Neiman, the DH, who went 5 for 5 in yesterday's game. He is in the cleanup spot. Griffin Paxton batting 5th at third base. Matt Turner, the left fielder, is batting 6th. Kyle Harper doing the catching and making his debut, batting 7th. Here's a chance for 2, but it tips off the the third baseman, and that's going to be a hit for Willow, as it was drilled to the hot corner, and Needham could not field it cleanly. So that is ruled a hit for Willow, first and second with nobody out. HarbourCats threatening already here in the bottom of the first. And that brings up Chase Wesner. Just to round out the HarbourCats lineup, we have Harper batting 7th and doing the catching. Chase Mydroth at short batting 8th, and Tanner Haney, the second baseman, batting 9th. There's a called strike 1 to Wesner, who had a big day at the plate yesterday, following up his debut 2 nights ago. Wesner went 3 for 4 with 3 runs scored and 3 runs driven in. Also a pair of doubles for him, including a 2-run double that really broke it open. HarbourCats went up 6-0 yesterday and then squandered the lead to get back to a 6-6 tie. This one pops out of the mitt of the catcher Johnson, but he was able to find it quickly and keep Playa at second. But after the HarbourCats had their 6-0 lead dissipate, what did they do? They just got right back to work at the plate, and they scored 9 more unanswered runs to make it 15-6. The final score was 17-7. 1-1 pitch is drilled in the air out to deep left center field. It's going to be playable, though, for Parsons, who makes the catch. The throw back to second, not quite in time. Playa was going on that pitch. I think he thought that it was either going to leave the yard or get into the gap, but it hung up in center, and Playa was fortunate to be able to get back and avoid being doubled off. So Wesner flies out to center for the first out of the bottom of the first inning. And next up is Frankie Neiman, who has absolutely been tearing the cover off the ball to start the summer with the HarbourCats. Again, he went 5 for 5 with 4 runs driven in, pair of runs scored last night to bring his average up to 512 on the season. And it's no small sample size for Neiman either. He has 21 hits and 41 at-bats. There's a first pitch strike at 84 from Turcotte. 0-1 on Neiman. With those 4 ribbies last night, Neiman up to 9 on the season, along with 10 runs scored. Nick Playa trying to bluff and get in the mind of Turcotte at second, and he's going to force Turcotte to step off the rubber and look him back to second base. Playa is at second, Jason Willow at first. Neiman with a foul away over the right side, and it's 0-2. That is one thing that we'll have to keep an eye on, and of course all the kids in the seats will have to stay attentive down there with the foul balls coming in their direction. Also hope, of course, the teachers are keeping their eyes peeled for foul balls coming their way. The hope is, of course, that a lot of these kids brought their gloves to the yard, as Neiman just got a little piece of it to stay alive. That was a foul ball. Some confusion here at second and third. Playa's, yeah, they're going to have to go back. That was a foul ball. I don't think Playa and Willow know it yet, but Neiman did get a little piece of it. Because if it wasn't a foul ball, it would have been a strikeout. But Neiman's still up there. There's still one out in the bottom of the first inning, and Playa's now back at second base. Willow's back at first. Still 0-2. Both runners go again. Swing and a miss. The throw down to third is low in the dirt, and Playa steals it safely. Willow on the back end goes up to second. So 2 runners in scoring position now with 2 away, as Neiman went down swinging. And it'll need to be a 2-out base hit here for the HarbourCats to get something out of the inning. And it's going to be Griffin Paxton, who, as mentioned, brings that hitting streak into today's ball game up to double digits. 10 games, the hit streak for Paxton. He has a hit in every game of the West Coast League season that he's played in to start his HarbourCats career, which is a pretty good way to start if you're going to show up and try to prove that you deserve to be in the lineup a lot, which Paxton certainly has. Keep pounding out those hits. And he looks to extend it to 11 games here this afternoon. Ball and a strike to count on Paxton, who comes to the HarbourCats from the University of Texas at San Antonio. That one tips off the glove of Johnson and just scooted away from him a little bit, but not far enough for Playa to try to test him. So it's 2 balls and 1 strike. The count on Paxton. Matt Turner would be next. He's another guy who had a big day at the plate for Victoria in yesterday's ball game. (2-1). Well outside and low. Good block though by Johnson as he lunged to his left to keep that one in front. It's now 3-1. Good hitters count for Paxton, but Turcotte does have first base open if he wants to use it. So there isn't a lot of pressure, at least not yet, for Turcotte to throw Paxton a strike here on 3-1. And here is the pitch. That is going to be called a strike on the outside corner. Well located for Turcotte at 81 that time. Paxton thought about heading down to first for his walk, but is going to be forced to take one more. It's now full 3-2. Willow at second, Playa at third, 2 outs in the bottom of the first. 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. As Paxton is down looking to end the inning, HarbourCats strand 2 in scoring position, and no score between the HarbourCats and the Elks as we head to the second.
All right, folks, it is time for the Go-Ho Ferry boat race. Looking over the center field net for the 3 Blackwall Ferry boat. Red, blue, and white. 6 points to cheer for and go! All right.
He's a chopper to third base. Charging it is Spahn. The bare hand throw. He got him. What a play. Harrison Spahn. This one hit right back up the middle. Could be 2. Spahn the dive. The flip to second. And that's a double play. Count is 1-0. And in Wally a drive. Deep left field. And it is gone. And the 1-2. Is hit hard, and it's caught by Pojui Wong on the mound. What a play. Lightning quick reflexes, and another 2-2. Breaking ball, strike 3 called. and a miss, strike 3. And he swings away at the first pitch, shallow left center. This ball will be caught by Playa as he dives to make the catch. This one right back to the mound, going to second with it for 1, back to first, and that's a double play. Is driven high in the air, deep right field. Feist looking up, and it is gone. Now the 2-2 is hit in the air to pretty deep left field. Going back is Johnston. He leaps at the wall, and it's gone. 1-1 pitch is hit well in the air, deep right field. Malinchuk back. He is still back at the wall, makes the catch. We're back for inning number 2 on Go Live Broadcasts and Shaw TV. Thanks for tuning in here around midday on this Wednesday late morning or afternoon. This one is going to fall into center field for a bloop base hit on the first pitch for Jason Bush. So Bush will reach as the first base runner and the first hit of the game for the Elks.
Come out, Harp.
So Dylan Larson will throw out of the stretch for the first time in this game as he now will face Chase Fernland, the shortstop. Fernland has started all 3 games this week for the Elks. In yesterday's ball game, went 1 for 5 with a pair of RBIs and a run scored. This one is put on the ground to third. The throw goes to first, and it's in time from Paxton. So Fernland does get the sacrifice bunt down and moves the runner up, but he himself is going to be out.
Hey, take your out, baby.
So a runner now in scoring position for Bend, and that is Jason Bush out there at second base. Next up is going to be Justin Parsons, and he did some serious damage last night for the Elks with a pair of home runs, 4 RBIs. As he awaits the first pitch here from Larson, it is going to be a tough left-on-left matchup for him as Parsons goes after the first pitch and sends a pop-up into shallow left. Coming on to make the catch is Turner. And there's going to be 2 down. Parsons also had the pair of runs scored and drew a walk as part of a 2-for-3 day at the plate. But on the first pitch this time, he is just a routine pop-out victim to left field. So any out will do for Larson to strand that first run of the game out there at second. And the hitter is the DH Efrain Cervantes. Also got the day off yesterday, but started the first game of the series at second base. He takes a strike at 85 from Larson. Cervantes coming into today's ball game at an even 200 with the average. He's scored 4 runs, 4 hits and 20 at-bats for him. Bush still waiting out there at second. A swing and a miss. The throw goes down to second and back in safely behind the runner there. It was Harper trying to throw it down to catch him drifting too far away from the bag, but Bush was able to get back in there. Pitch was a strike as well to the hitter Cervantes, so it's no balls and 2 strikes. And Larson looks in. He's now set for the 0-2. Line down the first base line. That's a fair ball into right field. Coming around third is Bush. He'll score easily on his way to second. Cervantes, he's going to take a wide turn and now come back to second with an RBI double. And that gets the Elks on the board first with a big 2-out double for Efrain Cervantes. And as well a 2-strike double with an 0-2 count. So the Elks hit the board first here on this Wednesday in the series finale. Just actually the same as what they did in the first game. They scored a run on a double by Gabe Gonzalez to make it 1-0 in the top of the second inning. Of course, the HarbourCats would come back and win that game 5-3. But Cervantes now stands at second, replacing Bush after his double. And now it's the catcher, Darren Johnson, who we have not yet seen in the first 2 games of this series. That one a fastball at 85, missing up high. 2 balls and no strikes, the count on Johnson. Coming into today, Johnson hitting .222 with 3 runs driven in. 2-0 pitch is a strike over the outside corner. It's 2-1. Important pitch for Larson to get back in the count. Now look for another good one to get him through this second inning with just the 1 run allowed. Two balls and 1 strike. That one not particularly close on what looked like a breaking ball running outside. So it's now 3 balls and a strike to Johnson. And the pitch from Larson is a strike on the outer half of the plate, 3-2. So that fills the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, and a runner at second here in the top of inning number 2. Already the 1 run home in the inning for Bend. And the payoff pitch is up high, missing for ball 4. And Larson just overthrew that one. You could tell right after he threw it, he was frustrated with himself, but he did have the base open. So still a good chance for him to get out of this inning with just the 1 run coming across. Next up for the Elks is going to be Dayton Provost, the right fielder. Also started in right in yesterday's ball game and went 0 for 3 with a walk. First pitch to Provost is going to miss down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Provost entering today's ball game, hitting .188, has a couple runs scored and 1 run driven in. Had a multi-hit game with a run and an RBI in the first game of this series a couple nights ago. 1 ball and no strikes. This one's hit on a line to center field, but it's going to hang up nicely for Jason Willow, and he puts it away to retire the side. Elks do score a run on the RBI double by Efrain Cervantes, and it's 1-0 Bend as we go to the bottom of the second.
Tim Hortons Coffee Cup Shuffle. I'm here with Helen, so we're going to watch the board. Pretty simple. Follow the donut, and you can win a gift card. So, away we go.
Using provincial gaming revenue from hosting Elements Casino Victoria. The new building has larger sleeping quarters, so volunteer firefighters can be on call, on site, and respond to emergencies even faster. The building isn't only home to the town's fire department, though. It also has space for public safety staff and a secondary emergency operations center, too. BCLC, we're community-minded, with your community in mind.
We were getting married in the most beautiful rural setting. My mom got sick and couldn't be with us for our big day. I was heartbroken. Thankfully, we discovered ExploreNet. They responded right away and connected us to high-speed internet. Our big day was incredible because it felt like Mom was there.
ExploreNet. Connect to what matters.
Now batting for the HarbourCats, number 37, left fielder, Matt Turner.
Bottom of the second inning here at Wilson's Group Stadium, 1-0. The Elks out to the early lead over the HarbourCats, and Matt Turner will begin the Victoria half of the second as they look to get that run back. Brendan Turcotte goes back to work for the Elks. He did a very nice job working around two runners in scoring position in the bottom of the first. Got a pair of strikeouts in that frame, and he starts out Turner with a first pitch ball. Now the second one is down low as well. 2-0 the count. Turner getting another start in left field for Victoria. He went 2 for 5 with 3 RBIs and a run scored, as well as 2 strikeouts on his line yesterday. Turner flies one in the air deep to left field. Going back towards the wall is Bush, and it's gone. A solo home run for Matt Turner, and that ties the game up at 1-1. And also brings the kids to their feet here on this school day game. Right away, the HarbourCats, after falling behind, are back on level terms. So that'll bring up Kyle Harper now for Victoria for his first at bat as a HarbourCat. Harper coming to the HarbourCats from the University of Baylor, I should say, Baylor University. He is a native of Houston, Texas, and a graduate of Cypress Creek High School. Takes a first pitch ball from Turcotte. Was just a freshman this past season at Baylor on a very good Baylor Bears team. But he did see the field a little bit, played mostly behind the plate, but he also played a bit of left field and had a handful of pinch hit at bats. So his versatility could certainly be of value to the HarbourCats this summer. 2 balls and a strike, the count to Harper. And this one lined to left field. It'll drop in front of Bush for a base hit. So Harper in his first at bat connects on a nicely struck single to left field. And there's still nobody out in the bottom of the first inning. So after Matt Turner's solo shot to begin the frame, HarbourCats now have their thoughts on trying to take the lead in this second inning. And it's another first at bat in a HarbourCats uniform. This time it's going to be Chase Mydroth, the shortstop, who comes to Victoria from San Diego. He's actually an incoming freshman in the fall at San Diego, so he's a recent graduate of Mira Costa High School in Manhattan Beach, California. Ball and no strikes here, and it's going to miss to Mydroth for 2-0.
Hey, he's a 1-4.
Tanner Haney will be next for Victoria, the number 9 hitter in the order, with the 2-ball no-strike pitch coming up to Chase Mydroth, but first a throw over and back in safely over there at first is Harper. Turcotte's going to receive a visit here from his catcher, Darren Johnson, as they talk things over. Mydroth as well will take this as a chance to trot down towards his third base coach, Jason Leone, and get some more instructions.
Looks weird at the box.
What's always interesting to see, no matter whether it's on the pitching side or the hitting side, is when you have a debut, as this is for Mydroth, what this actually is for him, not only is it a debut for the HarbourCats, but because he's a recent graduate of high school, this is his first experience playing at the collegiate level before he goes down to San Diego for his freshman year and join the excellent San Diego Toreros baseball program. So always something to watch to see how those guys fresh out of high school adjust, and it's a nice at bat here for Mydroth as he takes a walk.
Err on the side of aggression.
So Turcotte was not finding the zone in that at bat, and that leads to the walk of Mydroth, which pushes Harper up to second. So first and second, nobody out. And Tanner Haney is going to step in here, the second baseman for Victoria. Haney comes into today's ball game hitting .233, 4 runs scored and 3 runs driven in for him on the young season. Fairly big secondary lead for Harper there after Turcotte came home, but it was taken for strike 1 by Haney. Haney showing bunts, but he took it outside that time. 1 ball, 1 strike. Just to go over the defense in behind Turcotte this afternoon for the Elks. It's Bush, Parsons, and Provost left to right in the outfield. Needham and Fernland on the left side of the infield. Padilla and Morgan on the right side, and Darren Johnson doing the catching for Brendan Turcotte. Bunt put down in front of home plate. This will get the job done for Haney as he's thrown out at first, but both runners move up. So well done for Tanner Haney, getting Kyle Harper to third and Chase Mydroth to second. 1 away in this inning. Gives the HarbourCats a chance here with Nick Playa due up to try and knock in the go-ahead run here in the second inning. Before the at-bat begins here for Playa, the umpiring crew meeting just quickly about something, not quite sure what they would be talking over. Now they're going to go over the crew chief and the home plate umpire, John Hollett. He's going to go over to Joe Dominic to talk to him about something. Looks like they're both satisfied, so whatever that was, set to resume play here with runners at second and third for Victoria. And 1 out, Nick Playa up at the plate, who drew a walk leading off the bottom of the first. Playa also had a productive day at the plate yesterday. Went 3 for 5 with 3 runs driven in and also a run scored. That saw his batting average increase to .265 after what was a bit of an uncharacteristically slow start to the summer, but we knew Playa's bat would certainly come around eventually, and it looks like it is starting to. There's a fastball up high, missing to Playa. 2 balls, no strikes. Infield is at its normal depth for the Elks, so a ground ball up the middle or a fly ball deep enough to the outfield should be enough to get that go-ahead run in for Playa here. 2-0 pitch is softly hit to short. This will score Harper as the throw goes to first. Playa is out, but he'll pick up the RBI, and the HarbourCats lead 2-1. So a productive at-bat for Playa. HarbourCats now have scored 2 in this second inning. Also on the back end of that play, Mydroth got over to third. So Jason Willow now will try to make it an even bigger inning if he can come up with a 2-out base hit to get Mydroth in, who stands 90 feet away there at third. Willow 1 for 1 with a base hit in his first at-bat. And he takes one up high, 1 ball, no strikes. Willow, another guy, just about everyone really, in the order yesterday for Victoria, had a good day at the plate, but he went 2 for 4 with 3 runs scored. Also was batting in the 2-hole, as he is again today. 1-0 pitch is a breaking ball that drops in for a strike. Willow takes a look back at John Hollett behind the plate to just double check about that call. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. That one will miss for 2-1.
74 too.
Chase Mydroth still out there at third, and Willow ahead in the count, 2-1, and now he's ahead 3-1. That one was not close at 83 from Turcotte. Activity now as well in the bullpen for the Elks. There's a right-hander warming up. So we'll see how much longer Turcotte will go. 3 balls and a strike on Jason Willow. Check swing, did he go? No, he did not, and it's ball 4. First base umpire Steve Boutang confirming that there was no swing. So runners now at the corners with 2 out. And Chase Wesner's going to get another chance. Well, Wesner sure has delivered in his first 2 games as a Harbor Cat with the 2-run homer that was the difference maker in the 7th inning of Game 1, where the Harbor Cats won by 2 runs, 5-3. And then the big game last night as well, 3 hits and 3 RBIs. And Wesner takes for a ball and no strikes.
All right, folks, don't forget to pick up your 50/50 tickets. You can help support the HarbourCats Foundation, which supports baseball and softball across Greater Victoria.
Willow at first, Mydroth at third. 2 away in the bottom of the 2nd. Hard hit on the ground to second, scooped up by Padilla, and the throw to first is in time to retire the side. HarbourCats do get 2 runs on the solo shot by Matt Turner. And they take a 2-1 lead into the 3rd inning on Go Live broadcast and Shaw TV.
Today he has Sam, Landon, and Ian. We're going to take them on in the mascot race. I don't like Harvey's chances today.
Bill, let the legs work, let it eat.
On your mark, get set, go! Oh, Harvey, sneakily. Not away. How are you celebrating? A little too early, Harvey. All right, and that was our Wendy's mascot race.
Hey, what did you see on that pickoff?
Earlier that match.
I said he broke and then he stepped. He goes, I didn't see it. And I said, well, you got to see that.
That means John Anselli from the Nanaimo wins a $54 gift card to any of those 3 locations to pick it up from our guests.
Third inning rolls in at Wilson's Group Stadium. HarbourCats have jumped in front here 2-1 with a 2-run bottom of the 2nd. And now Dylan Larson goes back to work on the hill for Victoria, pitching with the lead as he faces the top of the Bend order and Nelson Padilla, the 2nd baseman, leading off the inning. Ball and no strikes the count as Larson missed on the first pitch to Padilla. Second one is a swing and a foul back to the screen. Now it's 1-1. Padilla, a strikeout victim in his first at bat. Larson has looked good through the first 2 innings. Did allow the 1 run, but just the 1 hit and 1 walk allowed in the 2 innings of work with the 1 strikeout. There is a pitch in the dirt, not close and not tempting Padilla to offer. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here now is the 2-1 pitch, and that's going to miss as well for 3-1. So Padilla's in a good spot here as the leadoff man. Elks would love to get him aboard to try to come back now from what's a 1-run deficit for them. Three balls and a strike. And there is strike 2. So Padilla not allowed to take his walk yet, as Larson was able to paint the outside corner with that 84-mile-an-hour fastball. Full count to start this top of the third inning. Larson looks in for the signs from Harper, and now time's going to be called before the pitch. Well, it's starting to warm up here as we approach noon local time in Victoria. Kids seem to be enjoying themselves. The more than 3,100 school children out for the school day game on getaway day here at Wilson's Group Stadium. That's going to be strike 3 called. Larson got Padilla for the second time on strikes in this game. And that'll bring up Brad Morgan now to hit, the first baseman for the Elks, who is 0 for 1. First pitch to Morgan, dips down low. Ball and no strikes. Well, we're also here today on Shaw TV for the second day in a row for the viewers on Vancouver Island. And as well, of course, also on Go Live broadcast for viewers elsewhere. As this one's drilled down the right field line, I think it's going to get foul, and it does, over top of the bullpen area of the HarbourCats. That's certainly at home run distance on it, but Morgan was just out in front of it, could not hold the swing back. So it's just a long strike one, count even, 1 ball and 1 strike, as Larson is now set for the pitch to Morgan. Breaking ball missing off the plate outside for 2-1. Also be sure to tweet about what's going on here this afternoon in Victoria using the hashtag HarbourCats, and your tweet could be featured on the broadcast. We'll do that in the next inning break. Show some live tweets. This one's popped up. It's going to be right on top of the pitcher's mound, and Griffin Paxton calls off Larson to make the catch for the second out. So Paxton doing a good job to take charge of that one and let his starter, Dylan Larson, get out of the way. Quickly 2 down in the top of the third inning. Dylan Larson looking for a quick inning to keep the HarbourCats lead intact after they got him a pair of runs in the last inning. It's been an interesting starting pitching matchup with a pair of left-handers on the mound. Dylan Larson for Victoria, and then the Victoria, BC native for Bend, Brendan Turcott. That first pitch was in the dirt there from Larson to Zach Needham, the third baseman, who also is 0 for 1 to begin this afternoon's ball game. Ball and no strikes the count. Needham looks at one downstairs, 2-0. Well, it is going to be a busy day for Harvey. Just looking around the concourse area, Harvey's making his rounds through all of the sections of school kids. I'm sure he'll be tired by the end of it, but it's an exciting day, I'm sure, for all these kids to come out to the park, see a ball game. This one's hit on a line to left field. It's going to get over the head of Turner and bounce off the wall. Needham heading for second. He's in there standing up with a 2-out double. So just like that, now the tying runs in scoring position for Bend with 2 gone in the inning, and Jason Bush will get a chance, who already has singled and scored in this game. Third hit of the ball game for the Elks to pull even on the hit tally with the HarbourCats as well. So up steps Bush. And Larson trying to work his way around that double and keep it from scoring to keep the HarbourCats in the lead. Just if you don't know, if you're watching for the first time or for the first couple times, Harvey, by the way, who I was alluding to a moment ago, is the HarbourCats mascot, Harvey the HarbourCat. And so naturally, with all the kids out here, he's going to be saying a lot of hellos, giving out a lot of high fives. First pitch was a strike, and it's 0-1 here on Jason Bush. Larson trying to focus back in here in the top of the third inning and work through a scoreless frame. And again, work around that 2-out double. Try to make it so that it doesn't come back to hurt him. Ball and a strike now the count as he missed off the plate, that time with a 75-mile-per-hour off-speed pitch. Count even 1-1 as Larson gets on the same page with his catcher Harper, and he now delivers the pitch. Lined into center field, this will get down for a base hit. Rounding third is Needham. He will come in to score, and it's an RBI single for Bush. He's 2 for 2, and that ties the game back up at 2-2. So a back and forth affair already in the early innings. Not quite as many runs as we had in yesterday's ball game in the early innings, but still it's been a competitive game. HarbourCats trailed 1-0, then came back and took the lead 2-1. Now it's back even to 2-2. And still not done yet in this inning, the Elks. As the first pitch is skied to right field. Nick Playa coming in a couple steps. He puts it away to retire Fernland, and that'll be all for the Elks in this top of the third. They do tie the ball game, and it's 2-2 as we head to the bottom of inning number 3 on Go Live Broadcast and Shaw TV.
That's how it works. You can choose to accept the prize now.
The blood has to go somewhere.
Now it's 2-2. You're not Adrian. Excellent effort. Or you're going to choose to wait to the end of the 7th. If the HarbourCats are winning, you get a bigger prize. So what's it going to be? I will be back here at the end of the 7th to see you then. All right, that's been the waiting game. For the HarbourCats from Tulane, number 27, Frankie Neiman.
We're back for the bottom of the third inning. HarbourCats and the Elks tied at 2-2. Frankie Neiman sends a fly ball out to left field. This is going to hang up in left for Jason Bush, who puts it away for an out on one pitch. Good start to the frame for Brendan Turcotte. There is still a right-hander throwing in the Bend bullpen, so we'll see how much gas Turcotte has left in the tank. Remember, he did pitch an inning that was a fairly stressful and extended inning for him 2 nights ago, so we don't think he'll go too long into this game, and this is also his first start of the summer. He's made 3 relief appearances out of the bullpen. But he's been effective so far. 2-2 ball game. Would be receiving a no decision at the moment if he were to leave, but we'll see if he can get through this bottom of the third, and then the Elks will try, of course, to get him some runs. Turcotte would need to go 5, of course, to get qualified for the win, and his team would need to be leading, so that's a little ways away. 2 balls and a strike on Griffin Paxton, the third baseman. Paxton struck out his first time as he takes in tight there for 3-1. So a good hitter's count here for Paxton. And now Turcotte delivers the 3-1 pitch. That misses down and in, and it's going to be a one-out walk for Griffin Paxton. HarbourCats with another base runner, and now up steps Matt Turner, who, remember, went deep his last time, and I think this might be it. And it is going to be all for Brendan Turcotte. So Joe Dominic takes the ball from his starter. He's not going to allow Turcotte to face Matt Turner again after Turner took him deep last time. Two pitches hit well down the left field line, going back, looking up, and it is gone. And the pitch. This one grounded up the middle, could be two. There's the flip to second for one, Haiti to first, double play. And Fox is set for another 2-2. Swing and a miss, he got him. And those double play balls as well have helped him out. This one is caught on a dive. No, it's knocked down. The throw to first in time. Wagenseller with a high fly ball, deep left center field, and it is gone! And he's fifth in the league in RBIs as he grounds one to third, charging it with the bare hand spawn. The throw is in time! And the 1-2 is a swing and a miss, strike three. Well, here's a ball hit well in the air, deep to left field, and this ball is gone! 0-2. Swing and a miss, he got him. And the 2-2. Strike three called. He got him. Here's a ball hit hard towards the hole. Diving stop made by Bigford. He gets to his feet, and that's the inning. And Lewis is running right away for second, and he is safe as the ball tips off him. And he'll now head on for third, and he's coming home. Here's Lewis for the plate, and he is safe. We're back in the bottom of the third inning, and a pitching change for the Bend Elks. Matt Turner at the plate, and a swing and a high foul away down the right side. No balls and one strike here on Turner. Joe Williams is the new right-hander into the ball game for Bend, standing at 6'3", 170 pounds from Pomona Pitzer. HarbourCats as well have a couple of right-handed arms out of Pomona Pitzer. But it's Williams on the Bend side here getting a chance to enter the game. There's a quick pickoff move to first. Diving back in safely was Paxton over there for the HarbourCats. Williams is 0-1 with a 3.17 ERA and 3 appearances on the summer. Allowed 6 hits and 3 walks with 5 strikeouts in 5 2/3. Down the line, very close, but a foul ball. That one just hopped to the left of the bag. But a close play down there, and Turner is behind 0-2. Interesting decision by Joe Dominic not to allow his starter, Brendan Turcotte, to face Turner again after Turner took him deep. It did appear as though Turcotte was nearing the end of the line anyway, so it did maybe make sense for Dominic to make the change now and force Turner to face somebody else. Count is now 1-2 as Turner takes that one outside. Griffin Paxton at first, and 1 out in the bottom of inning number 3. Even ball game 2-2 between the HarbourCats and the Elks. One and 2 pitch dips down low, and it's now 2-2. So Turcotte leaves after 2 1/3. He allowed 2 runs, both of them earned, on 3 hits and 4 walks while striking out 2. the base runner at first, Griffin Paxton, of course, is Turcotte's responsibility. 2-2 pitch is a cut and a miss by Turner, and that's a big punch out for Williams for out number 2. And a good way for Joe Williams to enter the game, starting off with a strikeout. So Paxton still stands at first now with 2 outs. And for the HarbourCats, up steps the catcher Kyle Harper. Harper was able to connect on a solid line drive base hit to left field in his first at bat of the game, and his first at bat as a HarbourCat. Runner goes for second base. Throw down there, not in time. Paxton able to steal second. It was a pretty good throw from Darren Johnson, but it did take a hop. And it was just maybe a little bit on the first base side of the bag as well that allowed Paxton to just beat it and get that hand in safely. So he's in scoring position now with 2 gone in the inning. Harper trying to knock him in with another base hit. And the 1-0 pitch. Harper takes down low, 2 balls, no strikes. Chase Mydroth would be next if this inning does continue. After the stolen base, we might see Williams just kind of work carefully to Harper here, not give him anything over the plate. Does have that first base open now. 2-0 pitch is swung on and fouled away for 2-1 now the count. Williams, that fastball at 86 on the radar gun. Two balls, 1 strike. Harper in the air to right field. Drifting over to it is Provost, and he sees it into his glove to end the inning. HarbourCats threaten once again, but are held off the board in the 3rd, and we head to the middle frames at Wilson's Group Stadium.
All right, folks, it is time to go down the third base line where our prize team has a successful strike. Favors for 10. Are going to roll through the hole. And the last pitch, Texas man, a restaurant sign. You just got to get right in front of us down there. All right, here we go. All right. Second shot. Get it done. Oh. Good fly. Make sure you check out Restaurant La Tia. After Tia Mexicana, found a pretty recipe located just block down.
There's not a cloud overhead. There's some in the distance, but it looks pretty.
Just one. No, 4 more.
Let me show you one. Our growers, they select the beans, not as easy as it seems. This one's perfect, that one too. So many great beans to brew. Premium Arabica, ship them off to Canada. Arrive at our roastery, sorting, roasting every bean. Taste test each cup. Coffee masters give thumbs up. Handcraft fresh brew. Spreading joy is what we do. From bean to cup, that is how we brew it up.
Cool. How are you making donuts?
We move on to inning number 4 at Wilson's Group Stadium. Very windy afternoon, as it was yesterday as well, and the wind has not let up flags are blowing strongly from left to right field. And stepping in to begin the frame, the top of the fourth for the Elks is Justin Parsons. I mentioned the wind as well because that could certainly help Parsons, who's a left-handed hitter, and he hit 2 balls out of the yard to right field yesterday, so the wind blowing out to right field could potentially give him a little boost as well if he can get one airborne here. It's a ball and a strike with Dylan Larson going back to work for the fourth. There's a wave and a miss by Parsons, and it's 1-2. Good breaking ball at 75 from Larson that missed the bat of Parsons, and he now works himself ahead in the count. Larson looks in and is now set at the belt for the 1-2 pitch. That one pulled foul, little chopper towards the first base coach's box. Still 1-2. Larson looking for one more good pitch to finish off Parsons. For the Elks in this fourth inning, they will send Parsons, Cervantes, and Johnson to the dish. 6, 7, and 8 in their order. Another 1-2 pitch. That one ran inside, and I think that hit him. It did just nick maybe the front of the jersey of Parsons, and he'll take first base. So that's the last thing that Dylan Larson wanted to do with a 2-strike count, especially with the leadoff man up there, is give him first with a hit by pitch. But he's going to have to work around it now if he's going to keep this game tied. So next up is Efrain Cervantes, who came through with an RBI double in the second inning to start out the game for the Elks. Got them on the board first with a 1-0 lead. It's now a 2-2 game after the HarbourCats took a 2-1 lead. The Elks responded with a run in the last inning, the top of the third, to get themselves back on level terms. Playing in on the grass from third base, awaiting the bunt. Now it's thrown behind the runner to first, and a close play. But Wesner could not apply the tag. Griffin Paxton was anticipating the bunt there from Cervantes, and he did square around to bunt, but he took the first pitch from Larson for a ball. We'll see if Cervantes is going to show bunt again here on the 1-0 pitch from Larson. He is not. He's swinging away. There's a diving stop. It's knocked down by Mydroth. He keeps it on the infield, but he's not going to have a play. It'll go down as an infield hit for Cervantes. He's now 2 for 2. And runners are at first and second with nobody out in the top of the fourth inning. So something doing here with the bottom half of the order up at the plate in this inning for the Elks. And now Darren Johnson will get a chance to hit. He is still yet to record an official at bat after drawing a walk in his first plate appearance. Darren Johnson. Activity now in the HarbourCats bullpen as a right-hander is up and throwing. Parsons at second, Cervantes at first, nobody out. Elks threatening to take the lead here in a 2-2 ball game as we're now in the middle innings. Showing bunt on the first pitch. There was Johnson, but he pulled back and took a strike. 0-1. Griffin Paxton back in on the lip of the infield grass, as is Chase Wesner, the corner infielders for Victoria. Middle infielders back at double play depth. On one pitch, showing bunt again. The throw goes down to second, and safe back in there at second is Parsons. Well, if we've learned anything about Kyle Harper, he has a very good arm back there behind home plate. And he's tried to throw out a couple of runners and throw behind some runners who have been drifting a little too far away from the bag, and he's come close a few times to getting them. So that's something that the Elks are going to have to adjust to, because Harper is going to keep on throwing it down to first and second base if he can. 1-1 pitch is fouled high away down the left field line and back out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Larson would love to get a punch out here with nobody out in the inning, still runners at first and second. Of course, he'd also take a ball on the ground that could potentially turn 2. One ball and 2 strikes. That one in the dirt. Good block by Harper as he just gobbled that one right up. It was not close to home plate as he had to lunge to his left. But it's now 2-2.
Go for Jim, go for Kim.
Long look in from Dylan Larson, and he's now set for the 2-2 offering. Another one down and away, and another good block by Harper to make it 3-2. So this is a big pitch coming up for Dylan Larson. Full count, nobody out, runners at first and second. Does not want to load the bases with nobody out. And the payoff pitch to Johnson. Misses for ball 4, and it is going to be a walk to load him up. So Larson maybe just struggling with the command a little bit in this inning. He's going to receive a visit from Todd Haney here, and this might actually be his day. Todd Haney has made the signal to the bullpen. New pitcher coming in for the HarbourCats when we come back. Bases loaded, nobody out for the Elks.
HarbourCats have tied the game 1-1. Bonneau with a fly ball to right field, and this is going to go back and out of here. There's a drive to left field by Alcantara. This is up, and out. Grand slam for A.J. Alcantara. 6-0 for the HarbourCats. This is driven into center field. A base hit for Floyd. DeBoer in to score, and it's 3-1 for the HarbourCats. P.J. Floyd is 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs in tonight's game.
Bases loaded, nobody out in the top of the 4th inning. Dayton Provost is the hitter for the Bend Elks, and a new pitcher in for Victoria is Luca Green from Pomona Pitzer. I mentioned when Joe Williams came into the game, also from Pomona Pitzer, in the last inning, that the HarbourCats had a couple of arms. Luca Green is one of them from the Pomona Pitzer Sage Hens, the other, of course, Hunter Hennig. But it's going to be Green tasked with trying to get the HarbourCats out of a difficult spot. Bases full, nobody out. First pitch swinging is Provost, and he fouls it away for 0-1. Now the HarbourCats have been very pleased with what they've seen from Green on the hill to this point in the season. He has not allowed a run in his first 4 appearances out of the bullpen. It's gone 4 2/3. This one's hit in the air out to right field. It's headed for the gap there in right center, and it's going to get down and roll up against the wall. 2 runs are going to score. Held up at third is Cervantes, and it's going to be a 2-run double for Dayton Provost to put the Elks in the lead 4-2. So a big hit for Provost. He picks up 2 RBIs and still nobody out in this top of the 4th inning, and 2 more runs out there in scoring position. So back to the top of the order go the Elks, and it's Nelson Padilla taking a first pitch strike from Luca Green. So now Green goes into damage control mode. Both of those runs will be charged to Dylan Larson. So Green still has yet to allow an earned run. He did allow 1 run that was unearned. Here's a little bloop out to shallow center, but it's going to be caught by the second baseman Haney. It did not get out of the infield. And that's a big out number 1 that keeps both runners stationary at second and third. So Padilla is retired. Next up is Brad Morgan, who is 0 for 2. This is an RBI opportunity still for the Elks, with runners at second and third and 1 out. First pitch popped up. Towards the dugout goes Harper. It's going to be Paxton making the catch, and there's 2 down. So a nice job by Green with just 1 pitch getting the pop out, and he's now got himself to 2 outs in the inning. Any out will do to get him through this frame and limit the damage to the 2 runs coming in. Which, all things considered, if he's able to get Zach Needham here, who's stepping in now for the Elks, would be a success for Luca Green right after the double, and there are still 2 runners in scoring position with nobody out in the inning. Green fires across ball 1 to Needham. Zach Needham is 1 for 2 with a run scored through his first 2 trips to the plate. Swinging a foul away by Needham. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's Provost at second, Johnson at third for the Elks. One ball and 1 strike. There's a high pop-up, going to be taken care of by the shortstop, and backpedaling into the shallow left field grass to make the catch is Mydrop, and that will end the inning. So all things considered, a nice job by Luca Green. Did allow the 2-run double, but was able to put a stop to the runs right there, and it's 4-2 Elks as we go to the home half of the 4th.
Take where the passenger goes, and then you can win some BC Transit tickets. Take it away, guys.
HarbourCats find themselves down by 2 runs as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Chase Mydroth now will step in to lead things off after he was able to record the final out of the last inning, the top half of the 4th, with a bit of a tricky pop-up that got caught up in that wind as he did a little, took a bit of an indirect route to the ball, but was able to make the catch, and that's the important thing as he pops that one up, but this one goes out of play for a foul ball. No balls and 2 strikes the count. Mydroth took a walk in his first plate appearance. Tanner Haney will be next, and then Nick Playa to follow him in this 4th inning. Close pitch, but it missed for 1-2. Joe Williams still out there throwing for the Elks. He did a nice job coming in and recording the final 2 outs of the last inning while striking out a batter. Did not allow a base runner. There's a swing and a foul back to the screen from Mydroth. 1-2 still the count. A ball and 2 strikes on Chase Mydroth leading off the HarbourCats half of the 4th. And the pitch from Williams is rolled over foul. We'll do it again on 1-2. Well, one thing the HarbourCats have done very well in this series, and really in the past couple of series, is respond to runs that the opposition has scored right away by scoring runs themselves. And they did that in the 2nd inning after falling behind 1-0. Matt Turner stepped up and hit a solo home run. So that one gets all the way to the backstop for 2-2 now to Mydroth. That tied the game up at 1-1, and then Nick Playa drove in the go-ahead run with an RBI ground out. So now that the Elks have gone ahead by a score of 4-2, Victoria will try to get right back to work offensively here in the bottom half of the inning. That's going to be strike 3 called. Good breaking ball that tied up Mydroth at the plate, and that's out number 1. So Tanner Haney will be next for the HarbourCats, and so far he is yet to record an official at bat.
Now batting for the HarbourCats, number 2, Tanner Haney.
First pitch breaking ball running outside off the plate that missed to Haney. 1 ball and no strikes. HarbourCats will go back to the top of the order after this at bat. They'll hope that they'll have Haney aboard with 1 out for Playa as Haney takes a strike. It's now a great afternoon to come out to the park, support the HarbourCats, get out of the classroom for a lot of these school children. And now they're hoping that they can see some more runs on the board from the HarbourCats, get them back on even terms, or perhaps take the lead in this game. But the Elks have shown up, and credit them as well. They've not rolled over whatsoever. They want to get back in the win column here and get back to the 500 mark by salvaging a game. Haney hits one over the head of Parsons in center, and he's going to have a double. With 1 out, Haney drops anchor at second and goes back there. And maybe the wind was a factor in that one, but Haney gave it a charge anyway. And he stands at second base with 1 out. So next up now will be Playa as the HarbourCats turn the order over. Playa's 0 for 1 with a walk and an RBI on that ground out that scored the 2nd run of the game for Victoria. Mentioned the Elks trying to salvage a game here this afternoon and take 1 of 3 back home from Victoria. Here's the first pitch to Playa, and it's downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. HarbourCats, it's been a good series for them, taking the first 2. They'd love to finish off the sweep. But regardless, after this, the HarbourCats will head out on the road for 4 this weekend. First, they're going to go to Yakima Valley for 1 game tomorrow night to finish off their 3 games on the road against the Pippins. Playa started his swing, and it was a called strike anyway for 1-2. It was a bit of a weird scheduling quirk where the HarbourCats played just 2 games against the Pippins last week in Yakima Valley, and now this week they'll play the 3rd on the road before they keep going further south down to Portland for 3 games over the weekend against the Pickles. 1-1 pitch to Playa is going to miss. Not particularly close at 88 from Joe Williams. 2 balls and a strike now on Nick Playa. Williams looks in, he's set for the 2-1 pitch, and there's a strike to even it up 2-2. Now what will be interesting to see is that the Elks swept the Pickles last weekend on the road in Portland, and then they came here to Victoria feeling good about themselves, only to drop the first 2. So now the HarbourCats are going to go down to Portland this weekend and play the Pickles. We'll see what happens there as Playa lines it to right. This gets down for a base hit. Getting the wave in is Haney. Here comes the throw to the plate. Haney's going to go back to 3rd, and Playa on the back end of that play gets to 2nd. So Tanner Haney with some good base running. He was probably going to be out by a ways at home, and he saw that play building up and developing, so he was able to turn and go back to 3rd in time. Playa also with some good heads-up base running, getting into 2nd. So 2 runners in scoring position now. The tying run, Playa at 2nd, Haney's at 3rd. And it's going to be Jason Willow now getting another chance. Big bats in the order coming up now for the HarbourCats, with Willow to be followed by Wesner, and then Neiman if it gets that far. First pitch to Willow is a strike on the outer half of the plate. Just to wrap the point on the schedule, the upcoming games for Victoria. Mentioned that Ben swept the Pickles last weekend, and so given that the HarbourCats have taken the first 2 against the Elks, logic would tell you that the HarbourCats should be in a good position going down there to Portland, but of course, as we know, the game of baseball, very unpredictable, as Willow sends a high fly ball out to left center field. Turning, looking at the wall, it's gone. A 3-run shot for Jason Willow. Welcome back to Victoria. And the HarbourCats lead 5-4. Willow, the returning HarbourCat and Victoria, BC native, with his first home run of the season. Went deep once last year in just 7 games for Victoria. His season was cut short with the HarbourCats due to an injury, but he's back and in a major way gives the HarbourCats a 5-4 lead with that 3-run blast. And that has to feel great for Jason Willow, with a lot of kids out here at the park who will be looking up to him, saying that could be me one day. These kids from Victoria, Jason Willow was one of them a couple years ago, and now he's playing for the HarbourCats. Was a draft pick of, as well, the Baltimore Orioles. He did not sign, decided to go to UCSB, and he's now going to be heading for his junior year at UCSB, which will be a big one for him, as it always is. Once again, he'll be draft eligible after next college season. 2 balls and 1 strike now to Chase Wesner, and it's now 3-1. That's going to be a walk for Wesner, as Williams lost him. Now 1 out and a runner back at first for the HarbourCats, with 3 runs home in the inning on the 3-run home run by Jason Willow. And Frankie Neiman will step back in now for the HarbourCats. Just before Willow hit that home run, I was wrapping up the point I was making on the Pickles and the fact that you never know, of course, in the game of baseball, of what will happen. So much can change in the span of a couple days or even one day. And so I'm sure the Pickles will be motivated to put forth a better showing in front of their home fans than they did last weekend when they got swept by the Elks. So certainly nothing that the HarbourCats can take for granted, no matter how this series wraps up. 1-0 pitch is stroked out into the gap in right center field. This ball is going to one-hop the wall. Wesner hustling around third. He's getting the wave in. And Chase Wesner will score at 6-4 on the RBI double by Frankie Neiman. And the HarbourCats bats have come alive for 4 runs in the bottom of the 4th, just as they did yesterday for 4 runs in the bottom of the 4th. And it's a 6-4 ball game. And once again, it is this middle part of the order that is just whacking the ball all over the yard in this series. Wesner, Neiman, Paxton as well, Turner, really everyone. Jason Willow now getting in on the act. He had a bunch of hits and a couple RBIs yesterday. Actually just had the 1 RBI yesterday, Jason Willow, but he had 3 runs scored and a pair of hits. And the offense is coming alive in these last few games for Victoria, which is a great sign considering that the pitching has also been quite good to start the season. That's what we were all talking about in the first few games. Bullpen's been good, very reliable. They've got a good closer, Matt Amrine from Cal Baptist, who they really trust, and a lot of arms down there who Todd Haney has a lot of confidence in. Ball and no strikes now, the count, and that will miss just in tight to Griffin Paxton. Time called here as the catcher Johnson goes out to the mound to have a quick word with Joe Williams. That last pitch to Paxton missed for 2-0, so it is a 2-0 count. Paxton at the plate, still looking to try to extend that hitting streak, mind you. Paxton is 0 for 1 with a walk. Should get a couple more chances at least, though, to swing the bat here this afternoon as he tries to extend his hitting streak to 11 games. He also has an RBI waiting for him out there if he can find some outfield grass and get Frankie Neiman home. .2-0 pitch is going to miss for 3-0. So one thing about Paxton, and he's proven to be a very disciplined hitter, he's not going to swing out pitches outside the zone. You're going to have to throw him strikes. But when you do throw him strikes, he's also been hitting them very well. He's been selective as he takes a strike that time for 3-1. That was well located on the fastball from Joe Williams. Still a good hitter's count. 3 balls, 1 strike. Neiman at second with 1 out and 4 runs in here in the bottom of the 4th. There's a strike on the outside part of the plate for 3-2. And from my vantage point, that looked like it might have been a little wide for ball 4, but ruled strike 2 by John Hollett. And Paxton is going to be forced to step back into that batter's box and await a 3-2 pitch from Williams. That misses, and for sure that's ball 4. So the second walk of the afternoon drawn by Griffin Paxton. He trots down to first base, and next up is Matt Turner, who again had that big solo home run in the second that got the HarbourCats off and running in the run column. And we're going to have another pitching change here for the Elks. So a new arm coming in. HarbourCats with a 4-run bottom of the 4th inning. They are in front 6-4.
Double, first double of the game. Someone has a prize for that, and that is Art, Maurice Art 18, a prize for Tim Orange. You can pick it up at the visitors booth.
We're broadcasting all home games for the Victoria HarbourCats live out of the truck on GoLiveBroadcast.com. Here's your 2016 Victoria HarbourCats Plays of the Year. Enjoy.
3-2 again, swung on, hit high and deep to left field. To the track, to the wall, Alcantara reaches up and pulls it back. A.J. Alcantara. Bunted third base side, Pleshkel steps up, goes to first in time. Swung on into left center field. It gets down. Cameron Cannon has walked off the Bend Elks. Up within center is Stone. He fired, but the tag is made by Guntrip. What a play by Riley Guntrip. Bellingham may contest. 1-0 pitch grounded to short. Jew to Floyd. Over to first to Pryor. Double play around the horn. 6-4-3. That'll send us to the bottom of the 9th inning. He gets into this one high and deep to left field at the track, the wall. That ball is off the wall. 1-0 pitch. Fly ball left field. That has a charge on it to the track, to the wall. That ball is gone. Griffin Andrechuk. The pitch is lined into left field, staying up though, and the sliding grab is
First and second with one out in the bottom of inning number 4. HarbourCats trying to make it an even bigger inning with already 4 runs in. Here with a Jason Willow 3-run shot and a Frankie Neiman RBI double. And it's a pitching change for the Elks as Ricky Castro has entered the game. 6'1", 175-pound right-hander from Naperville, Illinois. Sophomore out of Purdue. There's a first pitch strike at 87 from Castro. It catches the outside part of the plate. And it's 0-1 to Matt Turner. Castro with a 1.58 ERA. He's been very good in his first 3 games out of the bullpen. Chop to third, chance for 2. Needham to second for 1. The throw is wild into right field, and in to score is Frankie Neiman to make it 7-4. So that'll go down, I believe, as an error. It has to be on Zach Needham. Castro did his job. He got the potential double play ball, but it was just a little bit of a rush throw, I think, from Needham to second. So the Elks tried to go around the horn, but could not. Castro, by the way, with those 3 relief appearances so far on the young season, he's allowed 3 hits and 2 walks in 5 2/3 innings of work, along with 8 strikeouts. So the number is quite good, albeit early on in the season. There's a fastball that gets to the backstop, and coming home to score is Griffin Paxton. So the Elks give the HarbourCats another run. This time it's Castro, though, who threw it all the way to the backstop. It was past the glove of Darren Johnson, the catcher. So 8-4 now the lead for Victoria. Up to second base goes Matt Turner on that play. 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning. It's now a 6-run inning for Victoria. We've had a lot of those big innings these last couple days. 1 ball and 1 strike now the count on Kyle Harper, who is 1 for 2. Harper also scored a run after singling in his first trip to the plate. There's a swing and a miss by Harper as it ran inside with the fastball at 87 from Castro, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, just when the Elks took a 4-2 lead, now they've surrendered 6 right away in the bottom of the inning, and they find themselves down 8-4. So they're going to have to battle back again. So they've had to play from behind for a lot of this series. There's a strikeout, throw down, not in time. Harper is down swinging, but stealing third base. Matt Turner, so he's 90 feet away with 2 gone now in the frame. And up steps Chase Mydroff. Mydroff still looking to pick up his first hit in HarbourCats colors. He's 0 for 1, did draw a walk in his first plate appearance, then struck out his last time.
Now batting for the HarbourCats, the shortstop, number 14, Chase Mydroff.
First one to Mydroff is a strike. Off-speed pitch at 76 from Castro that caught the zone. Nothing in 1. Down low in the dirt, good block this time by Johnson. Count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. There's a fastball that runs up and in, and it misses for 2-1. So Mydroth worked himself ahead in the count. Should be a good spot for him to try to come up with a 2-out base hit. Also would pick up his first RBI as the 2-1 pitch is outside, 3 balls and 1 strike. So Castro has just been a little bit erratic with the command in this at bat. Next pitch he throws will be number 11 since coming in to the ball game. 3-1 pitch is cut on and missed by Mydroth as he took a healthy cut at that 88-mile-per-hour fastball, but was behind it. And the count is now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Matt Turner at third with 2 away and a foul back. There's another fastball at 88. Mydroth was able to catch up to this one and get a piece of it. He tries to put up a good battle up there, protect the zone with 2 strikes. Still full, 3-2. And Castro delivers. This one sent in the arrow to fairly deep center. Parsons on the run to deep center field. It's over his head and off the base of the wall. Mydroth around second, on his way to third, an RBI triple. And it's 9-4 HarbourCats as Turner scores, and the first hit and the first RBI for Chase Mydroth.
Now for me, it's for sure Salada and Bill back.
HarbourCats continue to smack that baseball all over the yard in this series, and they're just not stopping either, with everyone seemingly wanting to get in on the act. Tanner Haney now will step back in for Victoria. There's a swing and a miss by Haney. Runner at third now is Mydroth after the triple. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Still 2 down in the bottom of the 4th inning. It's become now a 7-run inning for Victoria to lead 9-4. There's a swinging strike 2, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Castro looking for one more pitch to get him through this bottom of the 4th. Haney with a wave and a miss on a good slider that was running off the plate. And that is the inning, but 7 runs score for the HarbourCats in the 4th, and they have taken the lead 9-4 as we play on to inning number 5. To inning number 5 here at Wilson's Group Stadium, and well, it was a long layoff for Luca Green, who came in to work the last inning, and he's not going to complain about that, as the HarbourCats got him 7 runs. He's now in line for the win out of the bullpen as he fires across a first pitch changeup at 74 that is cut on and missed there for strike 1 to begin this top of the 5th inning. This is Jason Bush, the left fielder, who is 2 for 2. Bush also has a run scored and a run driven in so far. He's been a productive Ben Elk at the plate, but the Elks now find themselves behind 9-4 after that big 4th inning. Started out well for Bend. They scored the 2 runs to break a 2-2 tie and make it 4-2, but in the bottom half it just unraveled for them as 7 runs came across the plate for the HarbourCats. Quickly 0-2, and Green delivers, swinging a foul back, and it's still 0-2. Well, Green will be happy, and so will Dylan Larson, because both of them were off the hook for the double that Green allowed, and that would have been charged to Larson as the loss had the HarbourCats not been able to come back from 4-2 down. There's a wave and a miss. Half-hearted hack on 0-2, and that's a strikeout swinging for Luca Green to begin the 5th. But with that big inning now for Victoria, Green is now in line for the win, and he's through an inning and a third, allowing just the 1 hit, that double that did score 2 runs, both of which were charged to Larson. So the final line for Larson in this game, he went 3 innings, allowing 5 hits and 2 walks. The 4 earned runs and 2 strikeouts. But as mentioned, he's now off the hook, and Green, still looking strong out there, has come in and done a nice job in relief. Chase Fernlin with a chopper over towards the Elks dugout, and it's 0-2. Once again, Green working ahead in the count. HarbourCats bullpen is quiet. The pen for the Elks, no one throwing as of yet, but there is some movement down there. A couple of guys look like they're loosening up. No balls, 2 strikes, and the base is empty with 1 out, and Green floats a off-speed pitch up high and probably outside as well for 1-2. Fernland 0 for 1. He awaits the 1-2 pitch, which is cut on and missed. Strike 3. Pair of punch-outs for Luca Green to begin the top of the 5th inning. That's exactly what he would have been asked to do. After the HarbourCats scored 7, they would love to see nothing more than Green go out there and put up a quick 1-2-3 inning without any trouble and keep that, what's now a 5-run advantage for Victoria, intact. There's a big swing and a miss at 84 on the fastball from Green. It's 0-1. This is Justin Parsons, who is 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch and a run scored in the game. Count now 1 ball and 1 strike. Bases are empty with 2 gone in the top of inning number 5. And there's a strike, 1-2. Just a note, by the way, with respect to the standings, since it is a 27-game first half, when we're at the halfway point of this ball game, which will be after the next out of the top of the 5th, we will officially be at the halfway point of the first half standings for the HarbourCats. And they right now have a share of first in the North Division at 8-5, looking to improve to 9-5. So halfway through the first half, or a quarter of the way through the season, whichever way you want to look at it. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. 85 on the fastball from Luca Green, and he blew it by Parsons to retire the side, and Green strikes out the side. In the 5th, we're halfway home at Wilson's Group Stadium. HarbourCats with the big lead, 9-4.
safety building using provincial gaming revenue from hosting Elements Casino Victoria. The new building has larger sleeping quarters, so volunteer firefighters can be on call, on site, and respond to emergencies even faster. The building isn't only home to the town's fire department, though. It also has space for public safety staff and a secondary emergency operations center, too. BCLC, we're community-minded, with your community in mind.
To the home half of inning number 5, and it's the top of the HarbourCats order. Due up, Nick Playa taking ball 1 from Ricky Castro, back to work after he came in to record the last couple of outs in the last inning. Took a little while to get through that last inning as Playa sends a high fly ball out to center field that is caught by Parsons for out number 1. So Playa retired. Next up will be Jason Willow, who had the big blast in the last inning, the 3-run shot that put the HarbourCats up 5-4, and they wouldn't stop there. They scored 4 more runs in that 4th inning to take a 9-4 lead. Willow also is 2 for 2. And he takes one down low in the dirt for ball 1 from Castro. Chase Wesner on deck for Victoria, and he will hit next in this 5th inning as Willow checks his swing and takes ball 2. There's a strike from Castro as he drops in a 75-mile-an-hour breaking ball. 2 balls and 1 strike now the count. Castro working quickly out there, but he missed with the fastball down and in at 88. It's 3-1. Good hitters count for Willow. 3-1 pitch is swung on and popped up and behind home plate. This is going to stay in play for Johnson, and he makes the catch for the 2nd out. I was very close to either hitting off the top of the overhang in behind the home plate grandstand, or maybe hitting the netting, but it just did stay in play for Johnson to be able to put it away. So next up is Chase Wesner, who is 0 for 2, does have a walk and a run scored here this afternoon. Ball and no strikes to Wesner. Bases are clear with 2 gone in the bottom of the 5th, and a breaking ball misses for 2-0. Activity now in the HarbourCats bullpen as a right-hander is up and throwing. So Luca Green worked through 2 very good innings of relief. There's a big swing and a miss by Wesner. It's now 2-1. We'll see if Green does come back out for the next inning or if that'll be all for him. Of course, there's no need to overexert Green's arm in what's now a 5-run lead. Todd Haney can use the rest of his bullpen. This one flown down the right field line towards the bullpen, and Wesner will pick up strike 2. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes now. That one actually landed almost right at the feet of the HarbourCats right-hander who's warming up down there. 2-2 pitch is sent in that direction again. This one back more towards the concourse. It remains 2-2. Two balls, two strikes, and two out in the bottom of the fifth. Punch down the right field line. Fair for Chase Wesner. He's taken a big turn, but will stop at first. And it's going to continue the bottom of the fifth for the HarbourCats. And up steps Frankie Neiman with another chance to hit, as Wesner has himself his first hit of the ball game.
Now it doesn't matter. You can't do it anymore.
So now every member of the HarbourCats order has a base hit in this game except for Griffin Paxton, who has walked twice. There's a throw down to second base. Wesner has stolen it successfully, breaking on the very first pitch to Neiman.
Go on, Frankie!
So Wesner, with some good base running after that base hit, now is able to get into scoring position with two outs, and Frankie Neiman, who doubled in a run in his last at bat. Nothing in one pitch is upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Towards the hole, it's into left field for a base hit. Wesner getting the wave in as it tips off the glove of Bush. He scores easily. Neiman's going to be out at second, but it's another run for the HarbourCats to make it 10-4. As the inning is over, we'll head on to the 6th at Wilson's Group Stadium. HarbourCats still with the big lead on Go Live Broadcast and Shaw TV.
We got a new arm coming in. I'm not sure the number.
Hey, he knows he's not fast, right?
I thought he was second
Ready to go, Jason?
I looked right at me, Wesley, I was like, and he's like,
The worst is that you put over there and fucking screaming, hold the runner, work the runner, that's what you're doing. I only think they have two coaches. We have one today. I was going to pick the guy here.
Going into the fun. All right, folks, big hit for our Canadian Tire through.
We've arrived at the 6th inning at Wilson's Group Stadium. Thank you for joining us on this Wednesday afternoon on Go Live Broadcast and Shaw TV. It's a big lead now for the HarbourCats, 10-4, as they tacked on another run in the last inning with the Frankie Neiman RBI single. And a new right-hander into the game to work the 6th for the HarbourCats is it's Derek Salata, who misses downstairs with the breaking ball to Efrain Cervantes, leading off the top of the 6th. For the Elks, it'll be the bottom third of their order, Cervantes, Johnson, and Provost. Chopper to short, check that to second, and Tanner Haney throws out Cervantes for out number 1. So a nice start to the inning for Salata, who is a 6'3", 210-pound right-hander out of Illinois State, native of Westchester, Illinois. Coming off his freshman season for Illinois State. Has just made the one appearance so far this West Coast League season for the HarbourCats, but it was a scoreless inning back in the 12-1 HarbourCats win on June the 15th in Kelowna. He did not allow a base runner and struck out a batter in that one inning, so off to a good start. Looking for more of the same here in this appearance with the 6-run lead. Swing and a liner down the left field line. This will get down in the left field corner as a fair ball. Gliding into second with a 1-out double is Darren Johnson. And so he now is in scoring position for the Elks as they try to start a rally in this 6th inning. It was not the hardest hit ball, but it was hit well down the left field line. And it just dropped nicely into that left field corner and took a couple of hops before it rolled up against the wall. So that will bring Dayton Provost, the right fielder, up to the plate to hit. Provost has already had a good day at the plate. This one's shot on the ground to Tanner Haney. Another chance for him. The short throw to first is in plenty of time for the second out. Provost, though, with the 2-run double earlier in the game, 1 for 2 with the 2 RBIs. This time, though, he bounces out as the lead runner goes to third base. That's Darren Johnson. And back to the top of the order now, the Elks will send Nelson Padilla up to hit. And it is going to take a 2-out base hit for them to get that double by Johnson across. This one's up the middle, softly hit to Tanner Haney. Took a tough hop, but he throws to first, and he got him. Good composure by Haney to not be fazed by that hop, and he threw it to first for the out to get Salata through a scoreless top of the 6th. Onto the bottom half we go, 10-4, HarbourCats in the lead.
And folks, still a chance to buy your Into the Roll 50/50 tickets today, being sold by the HarbourCats Foundation. Jump for baseball and softball and lacrosse.
On to the bottom of inning number 6, and Griffin Paxton will step in to lead off the inning for the HarbourCats. Paxton 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a couple of walks on his line. And he comes in as the only HarbourCat, as I mentioned in the last inning, not to have a base hit in this game, which is, of course, of significance considering that he still is riding that 10-game hitting streak, trying to make it 11. If you can come up with a hit here in the later innings of the ball game. There's one up the middle. It's cut down at second. Long throw. Not in time. And it's an infield hit for Griffin Paxton. So he does have his base hit, making an 11-game hitting streak. And everyone now in the HarbourCats lineup has at least one base hit in this ball game. Matt Turner now will get another chance to hit. 1 for 3 with 2 runs scored and a run driven in on that solo home run back in the second. 10-4, the lead for the HarbourCats. First pitch, ball 1 to Matt Turner. We also have a new pitcher, by the way, in for this bottom of the 6th inning for the Elks. It's Drew Clark, the diminutive 5'9", 175-pound right-hander from Iowa Western Community College. There's a snap throw down to first behind the runner. Diving back in safely is Paxton. Clark is making his 3rd appearance out of the bullpen for the Elks this summer. Yet to allow a run. Just the 2 hits and no walks with a pair of strikeouts in 3 innings of relief. Last appearance came 3 days ago in Portland in a 3-0 win for the Elks. Tossed 2 scoreless innings of relief with just the 1 hit allowed. Two balls and a strike to Matt Turner. Big swing and a pop-up in behind home plate that will get out of play. It's now 2-2. Paxton has a small lead off of first, and the 2-2 pitch. Paxton goes for second. It misses for ball 3. Not in time. Down to second as Paxton is able to swipe it. Wasn't a bad throw from Johnson. Maybe just a bit to the first base side of the bag, but Paxton was able to take that with his speed. And I mentioned he did not have a huge lead, but he did get a good jump. And he's now down there in scoring position with nobody out. It's a full count on Matt Turner. Turner with a bouncing ball to short. Fernland's throw is dug out at first there on the receiving end by Morgan. And that's going to be out number 1. It also kept Paxton where he is at second base. Nice job by Fernland to field that one and first make sure the runner wasn't going to third and then provide an accurate throw to first to get the out. So here now is the catcher, Kyle Harper. Harper takes this one in the air to deep right field. Going back on it, looking up at the wall, it's gone! Kyle Harper goes deep in his HarbourCats debut. And it's 12-4 Victoria. This is a 2-run shot for Harper. And the runs keep on coming for the HarbourCats. 2 more here in the bottom of inning number 6. And an opposite field shot as well for Harper. That was not a cheapo. So the base is now empty with 1 out. Chase Mydroth will step in. And it's no balls and 1 strike. Mydroth sends a high fly ball out in the air to center field, drifting back on it, Parsons, and it's over his head off the base of the wall. Mydroth has already tripled in this game. Now he has himself a double. Some would say the two most difficult legs of the cycle he's completed. I don't know if he'll get 2 more at-bats in this game, but Mydroth's had a productive debut as well for the HarbourCats, and he stands at second. And it's Tanner Haney for Victoria, 1 for 2.
University of Texas, number 3, Tanner Haney.
Haney with a swing and a foul back to the screen. No balls, 1 strike. Well, it's been a lot of fun for the HarbourCats to keep churning through their order these past couple of days. They've given everyone a lot of at-bats. Blasted hits all around the yard, extra base hits, home runs here today. Looking to keep that momentum going when they head out on the road tomorrow to Yakima Valley. Coming into today, the Pippins are just a game back of both the HarbourCats and the Bellingham Bells. In the North Division, they're at 7-6. The HarbourCats and the Bells at 8-5. 1-1 pitch is rolled foul there by Haney for 1-2. So that does become an important game. The HarbourCats and the Pippins split their quick 2-gamer down in Yakima last week, and so the 3rd game on the road for the HarbourCats against the Pippins will be played tomorrow night before Victoria continues down further south to Portland. Pippins won the opener of that set. HarbourCats won the 2nd game. 1-2. Haney to short. It's knocked down. The throw goes to second, and safe at second is going to be Mydroth. There was really only one play for Fernland after he knocked that ball down but could not glove it cleanly. And so Haney's going to reach base. I think that's going to be ruled ahead. So it's Nick Playa now for Victoria, 1st and 2nd with 1 out. There's a first pitch foul by Playa as he's behind now. No balls and a strike. Still have yet to see what the official score is ruled on that play, if it was a hit or an error. But regardless, Tanner Haney's aboard at first, and Playa takes one on the outside half of the plate for 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes on Nick Playa. Playa drives one in the air to deep right field. Provost going back, looking up, and makes the catch on the warning track. That's the 2nd out of the inning. Provost forgot how many outs there were, and scoring from second is Chase Mydroth. So it'll go down as a sac fly and an RBI for Playa. Provost just thought that was the final out of the inning and was in no rush to throw it back in, but instead heads up base running by Mydroth at second to go back and tag, and then just ran all the way from second to home. So 13-4 is the lead for Victoria. Up steps Jason Willow with a runner at first. That's Tanner Haney.
Now batting number 22, Jason Willow.
And Willow's had a very good day as well, working on a 2-for-3 afternoon at the plate with that 3-run home run. First pitch was a strike to Willow, with Chase Wesner waiting on deck. Nothing in one pitch, hit hard through the hole into left, and that's another hit for Willow. 3 hits for him in this ball game. Stopping at second, Tanner Haney. And Wesner will get a chance to hit in this inning with a pair of runners aboard at first and second and 2 outs. There's a fastball across for strike one to Wesner. No balls, one strike. It's Willow at first, Haney at second. 2 men gone in the bottom of the 6th. 3 more runs across the plate in this inning to lead 13-4. The HarbourCats on top of the Elks. Lined into right field for a base hit. This will score at least another run as Haney comes in. Getting the wave around is Willow. He's coming home to the plate. It's a triple for Wesner. And it's 15-4. Well, that ball bounced right on the back edge of the infield dirt, maybe just past the infield dirt on the lip of the outfield grass. But Wesner hit it so hard to the right spot of the outfield that one actually got fairly deep into the right center field gap. And the way he runs, was able to leg out another triple. And both runners were able to score.
Now batting number 27, Frankie Neiman.
It's now 15 runs on 15 hits for the HarbourCats here this afternoon, following up 17 runs on 21 hits. Neiman with a high fly ball out to left center, way back there and gone. And the HarbourCats have hit 17 for the second day in a row. Frankie Neiman with a 2-run homer. What a show the HarbourCats have put on at the plate these last 2 days. And they picked a good day to do it here today with all these kids out at the park. You know that they love to see the ball flying around the yard. That one comes inside and hit Paxton, so he'll take his base at first. And the HarbourCats just keep the line moving. Well, one thing's for sure, if the HarbourCats are going to keep hitting the ball as well as they are at the moment these last week or so, they're going to be a very, very difficult team to beat the rest of this season. Ty Schindel will get a chance to hit here, a pinch hitter for Victoria. Also got a pinch hit at bat in yesterday's game and tripled to drive in a run. So Schindel will get another chance as the HarbourCats will pinch hit for Matt Turner, the left fielder. So Turner's day is done. It was another good one for him, the solo home run. But Turner will get the rest of the afternoon off as Schindel will probably stay in the game in left field after this at bat. First pitch misses to Schindel for 1 ball and no strikes. There's a strike running outside to the outer half of the plate, but it just caught the outside corner. Count back even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner at first is Griffin Paxton after the hit by pitch. And Ty Schindel's at the plate with 2 men gone. Another big inning, 7 more runs come across in this 6th. That one bounced into right field for a hit for Schindel, and this inning just keeps on going for the HarbourCats. It'll be another hit for Schindel, his second in his many days, and another pinch hit at bat. And Kyle Harper, who homered with the 2-run shot earlier in this inning, will get another chance. There's a big swing and a miss by Harper on that first pitch from Drew Clark. Right-hander now throwing in the bullpen for the Elks. HarbourCats don't have any movement in their pen at the moment. This is one of those games and series for the Elks where they just want to get it over with and get out of town, get back home and reset for their next series. This did not go their way this week in Victoria. Harper with a foul onto the concourse, and it's 0-2. Clark looking for one final out to get through a long and difficult bottom of the 6th for him. Paxton at second, Schindel at first. And the 0-2 pitch to Harper. Swing and a miss, and that is the inning. HarbourCats score 7 more in the bottom of the 6th and lead 17-4 as we go to the late innings on Go Live Broadcast and Shaw TV.
All right, folks. Down the third base line, it is back. The green light fitness bubble ball contest. Today is Brad and Rob are the gladiators. Idea? This while you're voting, try to get back to the hit. Keep coming on the signal. Here's the hit. That's 11 straight. Ready? All right, trying to go. Doctor, one more shot. Well, they heard something like thanks. All right, we have some great drives for you like fitness. Also want to say thank you to the commission like I text Danny immediately, like, that's what she asked. The actual words were, are you good on that? Big night! I had to ask, like I was, did I get correct? Joking here now? On the dog? Curtis. And she said, I need help with my,
On to the 7th inning, and we have a pinch hitter here for the Bend Elks. Gabe Gonzalez will get a chance to swing the bat, and he'll also take over at first base for Brad Morgan. Derek Salata back to work for his 2nd inning in relief. I've said this a lot today, but I'll say it again. It's been a long layoff for Salata in between innings, so he'll have to heat up the arm and zone back in out there on the mound with now a 17-4 lead. This one is fouled away by Gonzalez. 2 balls and 1 strike. There is now some throwing going on in the Victoria bullpen, along with the Elks bullpen as well down the left field line. 2 balls and a strike to Gonzalez. Little squibber to short. Mydroth sets his feet. The throw was a little low, but dug out by Wesner, and that's the first out of the inning. Elks sending 2, 3, and 4 up to the plate in this inning with Gonzalez, now Zach Needham, and then Jason Bush.
Now batting number 10, Zach Needham.
First pitch to Needham will miss up high. They're at 84 from Salata. 1 ball, no strikes. Needham's gone 1 for 3 with a run scored for the Elks this afternoon. 4 runs on 7 hits for Bend. For the HarbourCats, 17 runs on 17 hits. They're approaching the 20-hit mark as well, which they would, if they can get there, be the 2nd day in a row for them to hit 20 hits. This one's lined right back up the box and into center for a base hit. So Needham has his 2nd hit of the day, and 1 on and 1 out for the Elks here in the top of the 7th.
Roll 2 ball.
Well, with this game well in hand, chance for us to look at a little bit of the connections to the big leagues for both of these two West Coast League franchises. We'll look at the Bend Elks, and they have a handful of noteworthy alumni. Jacoby Ellsbury, probably the biggest name, the former Boston Red Sox center fielder and New York Yankee as well. This one is lined past a diving Tanner Haney and into center for another base hit. So back-to-back singles right back up the middle for the Elks. Gives them a pair of base runners here in the 7th. But Ellsbury, remember, was second in AL MVP voting back in 2011 with the Red Sox before he moved over to their rivals, the Yankees, as a free agent. Eric Sogard, who was another Bend Elk, currently with the Toronto Blue Jays. And actually, interesting note for Sogard, when he played in the West Coast League in 2006, he was the batting champion that year in the West Coast League with a .347 average. Three other arms who are currently on big league rosters for the Elks: Blaine Hardy for the Detroit Tigers, Tyler Hildenberger for the Minnesota Twins, and Brandon Brennan for the Seattle Mariners, all on opening day rosters. There were also 8 Elks selected a couple weeks ago in the 2019 Major League Baseball first-year player draft. Get to that full list in just a moment as Salata misses downstairs. Here to Jorge Perez, another pinch hitter for the Elks, with the big lead for the HarbourCats. Both teams, I think, trying to get some of their bench into the game, get some at-bats, getting some playing time.
There it is.
2-0 pitch is a strike for 2 balls and 1 strike on Perez. Needham is at second, Bush at first. Perez is hitting for the shortstop Chase Fernland. It's now a 3-1 count. And Salata is set at the letters for the 3-1 pitch. Popped foul out of play. It's now 3-2. Just to get back to the draft list for the Elks a couple weeks ago in the 2019 MLB draft, their highest pick was in the 9th round. Jake Holton out of Creighton went to the Detroit Tigers. And in the 15th round, Carter Aldretti from Arizona State went to the San Francisco Giants. Another Creighton Blue Jay, Jack Strunk, in the 25th round going to Miami. And then after him, Eric Lex from Santa Clara going to St. Louis in the 27th round. James Acuna going to the Atlanta Braves in the 29th round, as a walk is issued here to Perez to load the bases with 1 out by Salata. But the last couple picks for the Elks were Andrew Edwards, 31st round pick of the New York Mets. And then Austin Croson, who also played for Corvallis over 2 seasons in the West Coast League. He was picked by the Philadelphia Phillies in the 39th round. So a player that Corvallis and Ben will both claim as one of their own that was picked. Salata misses on the first pitch here to Justin Parsons. Bases are loaded, and the Elks do have the right man up at the plate for this spot, given that Parsons went deep twice in yesterday's ball game, and the wind is still blowing out to right field, which favors the left-handed hitting Parsons. This one's chopped towards first. Wesner goes to second for 1, back to first, and it's not in time. 1 run does score for the Elks, as it's now 17-5 on that fielder's choice. There are 2 outs now in the inning, so runners at the corners for Bend, and Salata will take any out to get him through this top of the 7th. Chop to third for a foul ball on the first pitch as Griffin Paxton watches that one bounce foul. Next up is the DH, Efrain Cervantes. And he's behind 0-1 with Bush at third and Parsons at first. No balls, 1 strike. And there is strike 2. Nice looking pitch from Salata at 86 with the fastball painting the outside corner. No balls, 2 strikes, and 2 out here in the top of the 7th. And the pitch. Both runners go, doesn't matter. And it's a swing and a miss to end the inning. Salata strikes out Cervantes to end it. Time to stretch at Wilson's Group Stadium. HarbourCats with a 17-5 lead.
Now time for BC Friends. It's 7th inning. Stretch, everyone get up and join in singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
On to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's been another big day at the plate for the HarbourCats. 17 more runs after they scored exactly 17 yesterday as well. And the only question now, I suppose, is how many more can they scrape across in the next 2 innings? Bottom of the 7th and the bottom of the 8th. This is a new pitcher on the hill for the Elks, Ryan Kaiser, getting a chance to throw. This is his 5th appearance of the summer and his 2nd of this series. Kaiser missed with a breaking ball outside there to Mydroth. 2 balls and 1 strike. Mydroth sends a high fly ball out to left center field. It's playable for Bush, and he puts it away for out number 1.
Big long tango guy.
So Tanner Haney now steps in for the HarbourCats. Base is clear with 1 away.
Now batting number 2, Tanner Haney.
Big breaking ball runs outside and misses from Kaiser. 1 ball, no strikes. Mentioned Kaiser did pitch one other time in this series. Went 2 innings a couple days ago on Monday night. Allowed 2 earned runs on a hit and a walk with 4 strikeouts.
What number's Playa?
There is strike 1 to Haney. 2 balls and 1 strike. That one touching 88 with the fastball by Kaiser. And it's now 2-1. Haney will leave that one outside, and it's 3-1. Also some shuffling around on the infield for the Elks to tell you about. 3-1 pitch is chopped off the ankle of Haney, and that hurts. He is down now, just getting back to his feet, trying to walk it off. It's never fun when you ground it right into your own ankle, especially when you don't have the shin protector or the ankle protector on. Haney's gonna, I think, be all right to continue this at bat. It's now 3-2. But Jorge Perez has stayed in the game at third, and Zach Needham has moved from third to short. Count 3-2 to Tanner Haney. Down the line, just foul. Still moving a little gingerly as well, Haney, as he tried to get out of the box on what he thought might have been a chance for two. If he could have got that one fair past third base. But it remains 3-2. Haney this afternoon is 1 for 3. Another one towards third. Chance for Perez. He takes his time before throwing it across the diamond, and that's out number 2. So Haney now 1 for 4. Does have the 2 runs scored as well. We're going to have a pinch hitter for the HarbourCats here. Tanner Rempel will grab a bat, and he'll get a chance to hit. There's a pitch that almost hit him running inside, but Rempel turned out of the way of it. Ball and no strikes. Bases are empty with 2 gone. There's a big swing and a miss, and it's now 1-1. This inning going a little quicker for the Elks and for Ryan Kaiser out there on the hill. 1-1 pitch will miss for 2-1. Not going to lie either, as the broadcaster, not complaining whatsoever about all the runs we've had the HarbourCats score in this inning, but it is nice to have a quick inning every now and again, just if I'm being fully honest. 3 balls and 1 strike here on Tanner Rempel. Good hitters count. See if he is swinging away. He is, but he could not make contact, and I think he thought better of that swing at the last moment and could not hold back. So it's 3-2. Full count, bases clear, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. And the pitch to Rempel is swung on and missed, and that is the inning. Nice frame for Kaiser, and we play on to the 8th. HarbourCats still up big on Go Live Broadcast and Shaw TV.
All right, it is time for the Flying Squirrel Disney contest. Our contestants today, Gabby and Ellie. Laundry day? They'll spin around 10 times around the bat before racing down the first base line to high-five Harvey. The winner will receive a prize courtesy of Flying Squirrel Indoor Trampoline Park. So, heads down. Go!
Laundry day! Oh boy.
We have a winner of the Disney Jackpot. All right, fans, take out your tickets. We're going to tell you what the tickets give us today. It is a free ticket. $210 to 0, 3, 4, 6, 4.
Whoa, thank you.
Again, that's a free ticket, 034640. That is your number. Please bring your ticket to the end of the roll 50 pin, located next to the cat shop on the first base floor. Funds today go to help support the HarbourCats down.
We were getting married in the most beautiful rural setting. My mom got sick and couldn't be with us for our big day. I was heartbroken. Thankfully, we discovered ExploreNet. They responded right away and connected us to high-speed internet. Our big day was incredible because it felt like Mom was there.
ExploreNet. Connect to what matters.
We're back for the 8th inning here at Wilson's Group Stadium, and changes all over the place for the HarbourCats here with the big lead. We'll tell you about each one of them in just a moment. Basically, what we can tell you is that Mydroth at short and Haney at second are still there, and they're the only ones who are still there. That's the left fielder, Kyle Harper, making the catch for the first out. So Kyle Harper's moved from behind the plate to left field. Nick Adams has entered the game in center for Jason Willow. Ty Schindel stayed in the game after pinch hitting, and he takes over for Nick Playa in right field. Matt Clayton has also entered the game at third. Griffin Paxton, who started at third, moves to first for Chase Wesner. So Paxton's now at first, Clayton at third, and Tanner Rempel, after pinch hitting, will stay in the game to do the catching in behind home plate. And we also have a new pitcher on for the HarbourCats for this 8th inning. It's Jaden Beck, the 6'4", 250-pounder out of Paris Junior College, native of Troy, Texas. 84 on the fastball, missing for 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, Beck is coming off a scoreless outing in his last appearance back on June the 15th in Kelowna, which was a good bounce-back outing for him after he allowed 3 runs in 2 innings of relief in his first appearance of the season back on June 8th here at Wilson's Group Stadium against Corvallis. So Beck looking to keep that going here with a good outing in the 8th to get the HarbourCats to the bottom half and keep this 17-5 lead intact. 2-1 pitch is off the end of the bat. A high fly ball out to left field. It's going to be Harper again making the catch, and there's 2 down. So a good painless inning so far for Beck. A couple of fly ball outs to the left fielder Harper, and he's looking for 1 more now. There is a strike on the first pitch from Beck. This is Nelson Padilla, who is in the game now at second base for the Elks. There's a swinging strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Bases clear. Top of inning number 8. Beck looks in for the signs from Tanner Rempel, his catcher, and he's now set at the letters. And here is the 0-2. Fouled back by Padilla, still 0-2 the count. Well, some of the kids are starting to filter out and get on their school buses back to the classroom, but they've had a lot of runs to cheer about, a lot of big hits, a lot of offense, and hopefully that means, from the HarbourCats' perspective, that they'll come back with their families and take in some more baseball games, and they'll hope for more of the same. There was a nice 1-2-3 inning for Jaden Beck in the 8th. We go to the bottom half, 17-5, HarbourCats in the lead.
And also a very big thank you to Mayfair Optometric for being the sponsor. Again,
I got a belly chuckle out of that. Now back to your HarbourCats. Number 9, Adams.
On to the bottom of this, the 8th inning for the HarbourCats. One more chance for them to try to add on some more runs and top the 17 they scored yesterday. They've already equaled it with the 17 runs in today's ball game. Adams with a swing and a little tipped foul. This is Nick Adams making his first appearance at the plate after he came in defensively in the last inning. Adams entering today's ball game at 243 in the West Coast League with 8 runs scored and 4 runs driven in. There is a swing and a miss for the strikeout on 3 pitches. Jake Jarvis is throwing on the mound now for the Elks. Started in the outfield the past 2 days for Bend, but he's going to get a chance to pitch here in this 8th inning. And he's started off well with the strikeout on 3 pitches. Jarvis has not thrown in the West Coast League this summer, but he did throw a third of an inning in a non-league exhibition game for the Elks. There's a first pitch strike that gets over to Matt Clayton. 0-1. Frankie Neiman has stayed in the game, and he's on deck for the HarbourCats. It's been another big day at the plate for him. 3 for 5, 4 RBIs, 2 runs scored, and he just continues to tear the cover off the ball. He's up to .522 now with the batting average on the season, which, believe it or not, has gone up from .512, which he came into today with that average. Clayton towards the hole, tips off the glove of Perez. That's going to be another hit.
Watch, they're going to give him an arrow now.
So Matt Clayton has himself a base knock. And Neiman's going to get another chance here to make it an even bigger day at the plate. With those 4 RBIs as well, Neiman is up to 13 on the season. Neiman takes ball 1. That one scoots away, and actually it's going to go out of play, which means... No, hold on, it stayed in play there in front of the HarbourCats dugout. So up to second base goes the base runner Clayton. Well, let's look at the out-of-town scoreboard, why don't we, for the rest of the games coming up today. This one is the only one on the docket going on right now. The rest of the games on the West Coast League schedule are all tonight at 6:30 or later. In fact, all of them are starting at 6:30. Bellingham and Corvallis will play each other in their series finale down in Corvallis. HarbourCats will be keeping an eye on that score, because if the Bells lose, the HarbourCats will take sole possession of first in the North Division. There's Neiman drawing a walk on 4 pitches, as Jarvis didn't seem to want any part of him, and you can't really blame him, can you? The other games on the schedule here coming up tonight: Wenatchee and Port Angeles will play in PA. Ridgefield will take on Cowlitz down in Longview, Washington, home of the Cowlitz Black Bears. The Portland Pickles and Walla Walla Sweets will play each other down in Walla Walla, and Kelowna and Yakima Valley will play as well at 6:35 in Yakima. It was a swing and a foul away by Emilio Nogales, who is also now into the game, pinch hitting. Nogales is off to a nice start to the season as well for the HarbourCats, batting .350 with 3 runs scored and 5 runs driven in. Out of Fresno State, he takes a strike. 1-2 the count. Clayton at second, Neiman at first. 1-2 pitch is shot to third. Nice diving stop there by Perez. There's one at second. The throw to first is in time, and that's a nice 5-4-3 double play to end the inning. We go to the ninth. HarbourCats in search of 3 more outs to wrap up another big win on Go Live Broadcast and Shaw TV.
He'll do it like next time we get home. Yeah, they used to have an ice cream place too, right?
Yeah, it's right over there. The ice cream place right behind those stands.
No, it is? Oh, good, yeah. So probably next home stand. Next home stand. Yeah. We'll have to set that up. We got it now. And we already know who else is over there. That's good year. Right? This is pretty good.
I love when you put Tanner back out there. Like, I couldn't get him out of his butt.
Works good, dude. We'll just buzz him and come on out of the
We're on to the top of the ninth inning, and Jaden Beck goes back to work. Looks like he's going to be tasked with recording the final 3 outs as well in this game after he came in and worked through a nice quick top of the 8th inning. Nothing in 1 pitches all the way to the backstop here to Gabe Gonzalez. 1-1 now the count. Will be Gonzalez, then Needham and Bush for the Elks in this inning, as I'm sure no one, of course, is going to give away an at-bat. No baseball player would ever do that, as it's a rocket over towards the bullpen. Foul from Gonzalez. But at the same time, I'm sure the Bend Elks cannot wait to get back on that bus and head home and reset, both physically and mentally, and get a new series underway, because it's been a long one for them to be on the opposite side of some lopsided scores. 2-2 now the count to Gonzalez. Breaking ball tried to come back to the inside corner, but missed from Jaden Beck, and it's 3-2. Again, the school kids starting to file out and head back to their buses, but what a day it's been for them to come out to the park and see all these runs. Chopper foul over towards the dugout area of the Elks. It's still 3-2. So again, just to recap the standings scenario for Victoria after this game, they know that for sure, as this one's bounced to third, Matt Clayton takes a step and then throws to first for the out, and that's 1 away. HarbourCats know for sure that they will be, at worst, still in a tie for first in the North Division after tonight when they travel to Yakima Valley tomorrow. Depending on how the Pippins do, tomorrow's game could be a big one for the Pippins, in that if the Pippins win and then beat the HarbourCats tomorrow, they could also bring themselves into the equation and pull into a tie with the HarbourCats with the same record. But if the Pippins lose, and as well if the Bellingham Bells lose, as this one is hit hard to first, Nogales flips it to Beck, and that's the second out. If the Bells lose tonight and the Pippins lose, although the Pippins are not important for tonight's game, of course they are tomorrow. But if the Bells lose tonight, that means the HarbourCats will move a game ahead of them for sole possession of first in the North. And it looks like they're coming around, especially with the offense, at just the right time. Here as we've reached the midway point of the first half schedule. Back with a breaking ball that missed on the first pitch here to Jason Bush. Bush himself has had a good day at the plate. He's 3 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI. And this one is out into center field. Drifting over to it to make the catch is Nick Adams, and that is the ball game. Well, the HarbourCats whacked the ball all over the yard once again, and they've equaled their run total from yesterday, 17 on 18 hits, and no errors for Victoria, 5 runs on 9 hits, and 1 error on the bench side of the scoreboard. Well, thanks for tuning in here this afternoon for the school day game on Shaw TV and Go Live broadcast. HarbourCats sweep the Elks and now head out on the road for 4. We'll be back with you next on Tuesday as the HarbourCats welcome in the Wenatchee Apple Sox. For Chris Jaycox in the broadcast truck, my name is Mike Edwards. Thanks for tuning in on this Wednesday, and so long from Victoria.